Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I gonna go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, Dynast Amir, I'm out.
Peace, family. I hope all is well. I hope your Sunday. Well, it's Sunday here in Atlanta. It's a nice, like it's kind of hot in the sun or a little bit too warm, but then when you get into the shade, it's cold. Like that's the kind of day that's the kind of day it is here in Atlanta, where it's hot outside, but like when you're in the sun, like it's real hot. Well, not real hot, but I can't explain it. But then when you get into the shade, like, okay, it's hot, let me go into the shade, then it's cold as hell in the shade. That's where we're at here in Atlanta on this fine Sunday. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, listen, the lady who's coming on here shortly to discuss how she found love, how she found love on the continent, how she found love on the continent. She's gonna come on and discuss again how she found love on the continent. She bought 2 copies of the documentary. She told me she bought 2 copies of the documentary. Let me tell her to come on, and she says she's coming. She's coming. Sister Ayanna, she's coming. So make sure you go and grab a copy. And guys, as you come to the chat room, listen, your price of admission is you gotta hit the super chat button as well. But you gotta like the video as you come in the chat room. Like the video. All right, so do that. Go to searchforuhuru.com. Also, tours. We are rolling to Sierra Leone. Yeah, are they the Passport Sisters? Instead of Passport Bros, Passport Sisters? Okay, there we go. Passport Sisters. And I appreciate that. I'm going to make that a regular segment on the show. Passport Sister finds love in Ghana. I got to get K&K Squad on here. I got to email K&K Squad. Tell her she need to come on here and talk about how she found love in Ghana. All right, so hit the like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe to the content. And to the continent, both. Visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo.africa Africa. And listen, we're rolling. Where are we going, Daddy? So we're going to Sierra Leone in April. If you're eligible for citizenship, come and join us. Again, we're going to Sierra Leone in April. If you're interested in citizenship, if you have your African ancestry DNA results, come and join us. We are going to Senegal in May. Again, we are going to Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. Come and join us in Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. Go to Dafo.Africa. Then we'll go to the Oshun Festival in August in Nigeria. And then we're hitting up Zanzibar. We're hitting up Zanzibar in November. So y'all come and join us. The Passport Sisters. That's y'all. Whoever coined that, 007, the Matrix 007. I'm gonna take that and run with it. So without further ado, we're gonna bring Sister Ayanna on. Sister Ayanna, Passport Sisters.
Oh, you got me cracking up over here.
The Passport Sisters.
Oh my gosh, I'm not a passport sister.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Dynast. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you for joining. We've been meaning to do this for almost a year now.
I know it's been a while. You know, I've been watching you for a long time. I really like your show. I really respect what you're doing. I'm always, watching silently, but good. You got really good content. I learned a lot from your channel, so thank you. I feel honored being here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Ayanna. I live in Ghana, but I'm here in the U.S. With my sister because she's about to deliver her baby tonight. So I came to support her. She's married to a Nigerian, so they're about to.
The double whammy Passport Sisters. It runs. Okay, so how did she meet her man?
She met him here in the U.S. He's a doctor here in the U.S.
Okay. So she's not necessarily a passport. So.
Yeah, no, they met.
Okay.
Well, he lives here, but they actually met at like the Maldives or something like that. Yeah, so maybe she is a passport. Yeah. So I'm here in the DMV, like the DC, Washington metropolitan area. I'm originally from Philly. And but I've been living in Ghana since 2001.
Okay.
2000, yeah. It'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years in July. And so now I'm here on your show talking about finding love.
What's been 2 years? What's been 2 years?
That I've lived in Ghana.
I you say lived there in 2001.
I mean 21.
Okay, I was about to say. Okay, I'm like, yeah, okay, 2021.
2021. Okay. Yeah, 2021. So yeah, and I've been married almost 2 years to my Ghanaian husband.
Okay, we got to get into that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so that's me. I'm an educator. I work remotely teaching students internationally in Canada, US, and abroad. So yeah, that's me.
All right, so tell us. Okay, so let's see. Where should we start at? So, were you ever married here in America? Like, do you have any children?
I do. I have a child.
Okay. Is it from your
No, it's not. I had a child very young. I was very young.
How old were you?
A teenager. I was a teenage mom.
Okay.
So yeah, things happen. Yeah, so my daughter is older now, and she's not an adult, but she's almost an adult. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, so things didn't work out with the.
No, that was younger. That was like college, right? No,
LeBron James been with his lady since high school.
That's true. You know what? We grew apart at a long time ago. I was trying to be here. He was still trying to be. I'm from Philly, so if you know anything about Philly, y'all saw me. Y'all saw me, Knil. Y'all saw me.
4-wheelers and Yeah. Okay. So your baby daddy is a four-wheeler
No,
four-wheeler
he's very
Quatavian.
intelligent. He just loves Philly.
Okay, so he's a four-wheeler
Let me stop
Quatavian.
because he might be watching because we're still friends. So,
Okay.
but yeah, no. So, yeah. So that's that.
So he's a
And
four-wheeler educated Quatavius.
but he's still Philly. You know, it's hard when you're from Philadelphia. It's hard to kind of get out of the Philly mentality. To be, yeah.
What is that? Ride around a four-wheelers and motorbikes, you know.
Somebody said I'm ghetto. Oh, I'm reading the comments. Anyway,
You say from
so
Philly, and you wear it on your sleeve, so you know people are gonna.
no, that's just where I'm from. I haven't lived in Philly in 12 years. So that's just where all my family is from. So that's where I'm from. I'm just excited. So I'm not aggressive. I'm just really excited. I show my excitement differently. I like your channel and I expected I expected what I'm reading. So it's all good. But yeah, so that's yeah. So I've never been married, no.
Okay,
But I'm
so
married now.
how was dating here in America? You know, before you found your. Let's get into how was dating here in America. You know, with a child.
Dating in America.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know, like dating in so well, before I got married, I wasn't in a relationship for like 4 years. It was
Okay.
like a long time. And it was just like nobody was really serious. Like I had visions and dreams and goals that I wanted to accomplish,
Like what?
and nobody was just serious. It was
What kind of visions were you having? You sound like Tyrese now. What kind of visions?
no, oh my God, visions like that. Like
Tyrese be having
I just
visions.
wanted to be a great person in life and do great things in life. Like
Okay.
whatever that is. Like I said, I'm an educator. I have a nonprofit now where I bring high school students to the continent for cultural exchange programs. So I'm serious about that. Like I'm serious about the youth. I'm serious about like changing my environment because I am from the hood. I am from Philly. I'm from the ghetto. I am. So I went to the public schools. So I am serious about making a change in my community. So a lot of the guys that I, was dating was just about,
Four-wheeler Quatavius.
So when I moved to DC, they're different. They're like the educated. They are the HBCU brothers. They are the fraternity brothers. No disrespect. Oh my God, I'm bucking after. I'm laughing at some of these comments. Oh God, social media is so fake. So here it's just superficial. It's very superficial in Washington, D.C. So I just couldn't find anybody who was just, I don't know.
Okay, so you couldn't find anybody here
that was just had the same interest in me. Like a lot of Black American guys are not interested. Yeah, why are they attacking? Like, and that's the thing.
Ignore them. I'm asking.
Okay,
ignore them from now. What are your interests? You said didn't have the same interests. What are your interests?
So, like, before I even came to Ghana, like, I always had, like, I don't know, I always thought of me going to Africa. Like, I always thought, like, I was always into culture. I was always like I'm very eclectic. I'm different. I'm not the weave wearing. I might be ghetto or I might talk like this, but I don't know.
You flip hair and
I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that. I don't know. I just didn't find anybody who was really just into what I was into.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just it. I just think a lot of people are shallow and it's just about, my big house, what car I drive, what happy hour I'm going to, blah, blah. So it was more so that, and I'm just not into that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you were going through that process.
Mm-hmm. And then I had a lot of people cheat on me too. Like my ex was just a cheater. Like he cheated.
Did you cheat on him too?
No. We worked like even like the teachers. Like he was supposed to be my man, but he slept with like another teacher in the school. Like it's like sloppy like that kind of.
How'd you find out? Like how'd you find that out?
People told me. It was just rumors going around.
Really?
Yeah.
So in school settings, do teachers be smashing other teachers a lot?
It was one teacher. They were having sex in a classroom.
Oh wow.
It gets dirty. Yeah, it gets dirty. Oh my.
So how'd y'all find out that was going on?
Well, I walked past the classroom and they came back sweaty, and she was like, "Girl, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Are y'all really doing this in the school setting?" It's messy. It's messy in the schools, people behind the scenes, especially the high schools. Yeah, it's really messy.
Okay.
People are messy. Like that's all people really care about. It's messy. Yeah.
Okay, guys, hit the like button. Okay, as you come to the chat room, please hit the like button. So in 2021, was that your first time going to Ghana?
No.
Okay.
I went unbeknownst to me during the year of return. I didn't know it was year of return when I went.
So that was like 2019, I think.
2019, I was actually working in summer school. I'm a special education teacher. So I was teaching summer school, and my sister, and I think my friend Ash, she might be in the chat. They invited me. They told me that
Ash is in the chat. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So they made like so it was like a group trip, and they kind of made a deposit, and they called me like, "Oh, I made a deposit for us to go to Ghana." So I was kind of excited, and I've always thought about going, but I was one of those people go to Europe, go to the Caribbean, but I never went to Africa. So I was kind of excited. I didn't do much research because like I knew about Adinkra symbols, I knew about Kente, but I just wanted to go and be surprised. And especially my friends, especially Ash, who's here, she's a world traveler. She's probably been to like 100 countries by now. So I kind of trusted her, and I was just like, we're out. And so we ended up going. And when we got there, my husband now was actually like it was his tour company. He was like the tour guide. Yeah.
Okay, so he's a tour guide.
Operator. He's a tour operator.
Okay, so it was his tour
guide. He hires tour guides.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
So we were there. I know it. So we were there, and it was nothing. Like I said, I had not been in a relationship for years. I had just actually got fired from my job for advocating for students with special needs. I was at a charter school, and I was a whistleblower, so they kind of fired me. That was in November, so we ended up going in December, and by that time, I was not looking for love. I was not really thinking about, I was just excited to go to Ghana, not really thinking about love. Like that was the last thing on my brain, going to look for a man. Like I don't go anywhere looking for any man anyway. So we were there. And when we started the tour, he was actually closer to my sister, because my sister, who's having a baby now, she went, and my friend Asher. So they were all like cool talking, and I was just, just hanging out and not really engaging. And then I guess by the 5th day, we were at the Miniature Palace, and he has like he has his connects, and I thought we were going into the museum, but we were actually going into like the backyard of the palace, and then we ate like dinner with the king's granddaughter and like some chiefs. So I was like really impressed.
Well, I got to interject real quick. Sorry. Okay, so King K Squad, it was also the tour guide.
Oh, I don't really know about all that stuff.
So I'm noticing the trend is the tour guide.
Oh, well, yeah. So my husband is different. So I know she probably said the same thing. I did see them, and I don't know how true that relationship is. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really subscribe to like that kind of stuff. So I don't. Maybe it was a tour guide. I don't know. But tour guides, they do that. Like a lot of tour guides want to look for African American women. My husband tell me this all the time. So they do that. So I wouldn't be surprised. So let me stop. Like,
and he got you. So,
but it wasn't like that. He had options. Like it wasn't because of I was through the tour business. It just, I mean, even if he wasn't a tour guide and we met at America and he was a teacher, we probably would be together. So it's not like he was a tour guide. It wasn't. And he's very as disciplined. I don't wonder if he's in the chat, because he's a very disciplined, focused man. So it's not like
he gotta get his money.
He got to get his money, and he's not on tour like looking for people. Like he has international connections. He doesn't need to be like one of those hungry tour guys that's faking to be a tour guide to find an American or a foreign woman. So yeah.
All right, so
Mhm.
2019, you meet him, and you guys, I guess, start talking like via WhatsApp or whatever. Or
Yeah, of course. If that's how it typically goes, if that's like how the story goes, yeah, we were talking, and as we were talking, we were
what do you
just
call? What do you call you every day, every night? Like how?
um yeah. So initially, we were just like chatting, and then we started talking because since I wasn't talking to him that much on the tour, we weren't talking to like the last couple of days. There were some things that I wanted to know that I didn't get a chance to ask, like about the white Jesus. I was like texting, like, why is there so many white Jesus?
I see. I called that out the first time I went to Nigeria in 2017. There were pictures of white Jesus everywhere, everywhere. But hey, listen, that's their thing. Hey,
That's a thing. So I was asking like those kind of questions, and he was just like answering all the questions, that I had. And so I was just telling him just about, my ideas of like, bringing students to Africa. And he was just telling me about his NGOs and all the work that he does and like all the connections that he has. And that's how we just started. And we kind of like started the tour company together, but not really because I'm not like really.
oh, so y'all have a tour. So you guys have a tour company together now.
Now, so he changed the name of it because he wanted to, attract
for you.
diaspora. Not for me. We had the same vision, so we were putting our vision together.
Gotcha.
He didn't do it for me. He's the leader. Like, I know I might be loud and ghetto as they're saying here and all that. I'm just a very excited person, and when I get excited, my voice elevates. So
you're loud and ghetto here. Are you loud and ghetto with him over there?
No.
So were you loud and ghetto with your Black American boyfriends here in America?
I probably was because he was aggressive, and that's the problem. Yeah, when you get aggressive, my husband is not aggressive. He's not a beta, and I've been watching because I watch your show sometimes too, and I always want to know what's the difference between an alpha male and a beta male, right? And my husband is not aggressive, but he demands a simp. These people. He's probably single.
Okay.
Anyway, so, but he's very much the leader in our marriage. He's very much like the boss in his own right with his businesses, but he's very respectful and not an aggressive man. But if he had to get aggressive, he could, right? So I'm just trying to figure out like what's a alpha versus beta male.
Okay, so you were loud with your men here, but you're not loud over there.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not loud. I am okay.
You said you loud and ghetto.
No, I didn't. I never said that. I'm reading the comments. I never said I was loud.
Oh, okay.
So, Dynas, let me ask you a question. Am I loud and ghetto? Am I loud and ghetto?
I don't know you. But
from first impression. First impression.
First impression, no. Absolutely not.
Okay. Anyway, I wasn't loud and ghetto. However, how can I say it? When men are aggressive,
okay,
right? I don't like aggressive men. I don't like men to yell at me. I don't like controlling men.
Philly. What are you from Philly? What are you you from Philly? That's what I imagined the men to be.
And they are, and that's probably why we weren't compatible.
Yeah.
Maybe
Unless
that's
you
probably
like Mark Lamont Hill from Philly.
Ooh, Mark, yeah, L Hill, Lamont Hill. Yeah, he's from Philly. Yeah, see, but I don't know. Does he get aggressive? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, when you say what aggressive man, I'm thinking Mark Lamont Hill definitely ain't aggressive.
Yeah, see, I like guys like that. Yes. Well, then yes, maybe like Michael B. Jordan, right?
Yeah, but you probably would have called Michael B. Jordan a lame.
No.
Sure. Because he's from Philly.
Yeah. He's not from who? Michael B. Jordan is not from Philly. He's from Philly.
No, I'm saying you from Philly. So he might have been too nice for you. He might have been.
I shouldn't have said I'm not. I'm from Philly. I'm from Cali. I'm from California.
That's even worse. Because the Oakland, Bay Area, LA chicks, they loud and aggressive too.
I know. I got family from the Bay Area, so I know.
You gotta say you from the South, like
I'm from the South.
Pre-2000 from the South. Because the chicks out here
I'm
now
from North Carolina.
No, but they loud and ghetto out here too now. So, but pre-2000, the women out here were very, very soft and feminine, but now they tatted up like
Well, I
me and
think I'm
ghetto.
soft and
They
feminine.
tatted up like me and ghetto now here. So
yeah, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's sad. I think it's sad. I think it's sad to be loud and ghetto.
guys, do me a favor, hit the like button again. Please hit the like button. So you met him 2019. Like, how often would you go back to Ghana to, kick it?
So I went a couple times, like twice, and then like COVID, and then after COVID, say I'm from Connecticut. Then after the borders opened, I was just going back and forth a lot. So probably before we got married, I probably went back and forth probably like 7 times, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you meet the family?
I met the family like all through like WhatsApp.
I mean, like when did you meet the family? The first time you were there in 2019, or did you meet them?
So he's from Kumasi. So the first time we were in a car, so I couldn't make it to Kumasi. But when I went to Kumasi the first time, I met the family. Yeah, I met his family. And so the funny thing is, though, when we were going to get married, we wanted to do, that courthouse married thing, but his mom shut it down. She would not allow that to happen.
Right. Hell no, traditional wedding, none of that courthouse shit.
Yeah, so his mom and his sisters and his family all made us do the traditional.
Listen, leave the courts out of it. Leave the government out of it. You have a traditional wedding. Shout out to the family. now, so I'm surprised. So yeah, let me ask you this. So you were okay with the traditional wedding?
Yeah, they treated me like a.
Let me ask you this: if you would have married an American man and they said we're not going to the courthouse, we're going to do it traditionally, would you have been okay with that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you'd have been okay with a traditional wedding in America?
I'm not into I want to be separate from the government. I'm not into
okay, that's good. Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not into all that stuff. Like I'm all about authenticity. Like I'm all about like real. I'm not into. I don't need any like big white wedding, and I don't need all of that.
That's good. So you never went to the big white wedding and all that.
No, my husband want a white wedding more than I do. Like he wants to have the white wedding. I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's good. Listen, what else? Yeah. Okay. So you guys does he have any children?
No.
He doesn't have any kids. Is he younger than you or older?
We're about the same age.
Okay, you didn't answer the question.
No, he's younger than me, but we're about the same age. He's not that much.
Okay, so he's younger than you.
Yeah, by a couple years.
Okay, how old are you?
Yeah. What'd you say?
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay, and he's
30.
And he's 30. Okay. Okay. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button again, please. Hit the like button. So you guys got married. Are you guys currently working? Are you plan on having another baby with him? Like, are you?
Yeah, of course. We want children. We want children. So, we trying to make that happen.
Okay. So can he, since you guys got married traditionally, can he have another wife?
He doesn't want to have another wife.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't want. I wish he could come on. He doesn't want to have another wife. He is very much trying to just build family, business, and legacy with me. So, and we do have a YouTube channel. So if y'all want to see our YouTube channel, we are the West African Backpackers. So
get it in the chat room, in the private chat, and then I'll.
Okay, let me. Yeah, so we're the West African Backpackers. So do I put the link? What should I do? I'm not.
Just put the link of the. No, listen. I don't play that. You don't ask a woman. Don't ask a woman her age. Listen, I ask any question I want to. People in the chat room. I'll ask.
Hold on, let me. Yeah, they are always younger. I mean, it's only 4 years. Like we're like, is that really younger though? I mean.
Yeah, it's younger.
But is it? No, I've been seeing people in Ghana like 60 and 26. Like that's 4 years. I mean, even when I was in America, I dated somebody 3 years younger than me. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all some judgy.
Yeah,
Wait, can I ask the people to raise their hand if they're married in the chat? Who's married? All these people.
So,
I'm sorry.
So has he ever inquired about coming to America?
Yeah, he's coming. He's not coming to live though.
But you're gonna bring.
We got property. We got property. We got land. We got business in Ghana. Why would he come and live in America?
But he's asked that he wants to come here to America.
Yeah, so he has businesses that's running. So he got like his brother is in Canada, his brother's in UK. He got friends in the US and they got businesses. So what we're gonna he wants to come to see his family.
So you're gonna bring him to America.
He's gonna bring himself, but through he can bring himself to America.
Okay. Guys, listen, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room if you guys want to call in and add to the conversation.
He wants to visit. Nobody is wait. So yes, he wants to come to America. Like I said, his brother's in Toronto. I'm trying to get the link for our channel. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. So so what else, Dynast?
Listen, I'm gonna open up the lines and let people to call in and add to the conversation. Somebody said so. He's going to get I don't know how the visa process really works.
It's a shame that it takes so long for Africans to get
I'm gonna tell you why. Like a man told me, he's like somebody told me before. My Ethiopian homeboy told me this. He's coming from a considered poor African country to America. That's why.
And that's sad because like his family isn't poor. Like everybody who lives in Ghana or Africa is not poor. Like his family.
That's just how they.
That's sad. Yeah. So he's not poor. He's not like he's college educated. He has a college degree. All his brothers and sisters went to college. Like his family owns businesses. They live abroad. They live in US, UK, Canada. So.
All right, guys. Links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, click on the link. Again, if you want to call in and add to the conversation.
All right, let me, 1 second. I mean, just so people can get a sense of.
Yeah,
I'm doing it now, and I don't no disrespect if K&K Squad is on here, but please, I don't want to be.
Really but I'm starting to notice similar stories where sisters. Hey, listen, you whatever makes you happy, whatever.
Okay, I'm just saying.
But a lot of sisters go and the tour guide,
Okay.
That's usually the first face or the first man who you become acquainted with.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes sense.
That's normal. So that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, and then, you know what? Okay. All right, you got somebody in.
And then, so I know with K&K Squad, don't take this personal. K&K Squad says that she pretty much takes care of him and the family.
Oh no, I don't have enough. I don't take care of anybody. His family has money, like they got their own, businesses and money, and I don't want to, because he's humble. I don't want to be like they rich, but they got their own money. Like I don't have to take care. They take care of me when I'm there.
Go ahead, Alan.
Hey, yeah, I find situations like this kind of fascinating. My question is, Toronto is a great city. I love Toronto a great deal. I grew up near Toronto. Would you move to Toronto because it'd be a lot easier for him to gain access to Canada than it would be for him to gain, residency here in the United States?
Oh no, no. I mean, if he wants to do that, his brother is in Canada. They can figure that out. I don't have any interest. I mean, he's about to come soon. Like he's getting it. Like we've gone through everything. It's just that in Ghana now, the interview process is kind of backed up. So we're just waiting for that. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be backed up. It's gonna be backed up for a while. That having seen immigration stuff like this before, you know, where people trying to gain access to the country legally,
Yeah.
which I applaud them for trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a suggestion. I really think that, you know, Canada is way more open and a lot easier to gain.
I haven't looked into that, but maybe I'll ask him. He's kind of, maybe I can ask him and see what he says, because
Yeah.
I'm like, when people say I'm bringing him, like I said, he's self-sufficient. Like, he kind of not tells me what to do, but you know, like, he's in control of, like, he's the leader of our, like, family. So yeah.
And which is why I'm asking the question. It's like, would you have you ever? I mean, clearly you haven't really thought about it before, but would you
Yeah.
consider a move to a place like Toronto or Canada?
No, we live in Ghana, so I don't know why I would move to Canada.
Okay,
Like, we spend all of our time in Ghana. Like I said, I'm here because in the U.S. because my sister is having a baby there tonight, so I'm here with my sister
got
to
you.
help her with her new baby. Yeah.
So you guys,
So I live in Ghana. So I don't.
So your guys' ultimate goal is not to be in the United States, is what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we have too much business, too much going on in Ghana to be coming to live in the U.S.
Got you. Okay. I was just clarifying the situation. I thought that
All right.
thinking about coming to the U.S. and I was in my mind. I was just asking why. You know, because there are other options if you had to be in North America, you know, for you guys to be together and to be in North America. But if you're staying in Ghana, then that's a beautiful thing. I think it's kind of ignorant that people are trying to make it seem as if he's trying to gain access to the United States when, you know, you guys' attention. And I thought it was important to clarify for the audience when you guys are clearly trying to stay in Ghana, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not. So what is he using her for then? If that's what it is, you're clearly, you know, dug in. You guys have a plan, and I wish you guys the best.
Thank you, Alan. Yes, we have like multiple businesses in Ghana. We have a lot going on in Ghana. He will only come to the U.S. again because he want to meet my family. Like I said, his brother is in Canada. He has friends here, so yeah.
Well, can be a good meeting point then. You know, it's easier access for everybody. And you know, I have family who've had some of these same concerns. You know, coming from the Caribbean, coming from England, stuff like that. And sometimes Canada is a better place in order to be a buffer, so you guys can meet and, you know, and sort that stuff out. You know, just to have the initial meeting of the families and things like that. Especially if he has a brother there already, you know, you can just reunite there. You know, just a thought.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
All right, cool. Hey, Setu, go ahead, Setu, unmute yourself. Setu, unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Setu, it sounds like it's raining in the background, or you got the AC.
Well, I just closed it up because I was in my balcony, like right in front of the Atlantic Ocean in the car right now.
Okay,
so
go
it's
ahead.
The sounds of the wave and everything. So
okay,
I just appreciate the background of Ayanna and her history and everything, and I just wanted to tell her that she's on the right path, and what you are doing is great, and being with somebody that you are feeling comfortable with and want to build a lifetime together and make a difference and be an example for other people to do the same. That's really amazing. And I just wanted to say that wherever you are, whether it's in Ghana, in the United States or Canada or wherever in the world, it's up to you to do what you want to realize and what you want to do. And I'm just like saying that I'm supporting what you guys are doing because I'm in kind of the same situation. I'm married to a sister from America, Virginia, and she decided to move with me back here in Senegal, and we are like living our life, and we are working separately. She's working remotely, I'm working on the ground, and we are making it together, and we don't really need to go to the US. I want her to be Senegalese, not to like, I don't want to be an American. If it is just to be there, I can go there anyway. But I'm proud of like who I am and where I'm from. And if I have to travel, I can travel my own way. I don't need to like go to immigration process to like cross the borders because I know what I'm entitled to. So I just want to say these words to support you on what you're doing, your journey, and may God protect you and take care of you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yep, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Zongo Native, go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
I wanted to just give you some words of encouragement too.
Mhm.
I'm also from Ghana. Uh,
Okay.
I came to the state like in 2019 to go to college.
Okay.
Um, um, I think you shouldn't put your attention to what a lot of people think that, oh, someone from how do I put it, like from a poor country is always looking for an access to America. The person clearly, like you said, he's educated, he has potentials, so there's a possibility that he can even, uh, make an impact to you and your family when he has access to come over here or being in Ghana, regardless. Because um, I was in Ghana too. I mean, I came over here and I work as a permit engineer over here too. So you never know. So don't let other people tell you that when he comes, and looking at you, you look extremely gorgeous, and every Ghanaian will be happy to have you like his uh um as his wife. Just like you said, you're from Philly. Like in Ghana, they're a little like the system is patriarchy, just don't be a little, you get what I'm saying? Don't be like that combative
Mhm.
level, because it's gonna be a little draining. But other than that, from the way you're speaking, you seem very exceptional, and then everybody will be from Ghana or his community where he comes from in Kumasi. They're gonna be happy to have you over there. Just don't let your people or the internet people just discourage you that he's an opportunist or something like that. Because they are really nice guys out there too. I can tell you for a fact.
Thank you, Zongo.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
one thing I can say, I'm very secure in my marriage with my husband. And, the people on the internet like to troll, and these are people who've never probably left their neighborhoods. So I'm not really like moved by people's opinions because I'm really secure with my husband and I'm very secure with my move to Ghana. And yes, I'm from Philly and I know like I'm well traveled, I'm well educated. I know how to acclimate to the culture. Like I said, his family is from Kumasi. They love me. They
Exactly.
love me. They
Yeah,
like
because
they
like
love me. Like yeah.
even one of my friend from Nigeria, when he came back in college, he also met a lady from St. Louis, Missouri as well, and he got married to her. Like they went back to Nigeria, and she's a teacher like you as well. They are like good brothers from Africa. Like they have the potential, and there's nothing wrong even if you bring him to America because probably he might have the potential to kind of complement you over there. Because when I was in Ghana, I never had the opportunity, but over here, I work as a permit engineer and I make over like 6 figures over here. So there's nothing wrong. Don't always listen to those people on the internet telling you that he's going to use it from opportunity. Maybe he might have the potentials because a lot of Ghanaians going to the university over there, they have great potentials, just don't have the opportunities over there. So I'll just add to that.
That's correct. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
All right, links in the chat room. If you guys want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Has your family met your husband yet, Ayanna?
So my sister, because she went over there, she met them. Like I said, they were friends before I was. So my sister, my dad, they didn't meet them in person. My dad is just not traveling. I don't know why, but yeah. So a few of my family members have met
Is
him
your is your
virtually.
is your dad from Philly too?
My dad is from Philly. My dad
Okay.
is from Philadelphia.
Is
Yes,
is
he
he
is.
is he is he a four-wheeler Quatavius as well? Your dad? Does he hit the
He
does
is
he pop
not.
willies? Does he pop willies?
My dad
Throughout
is not that. No, no, my dad is 72 years old. But you know what? My dad is a little flashy though. It's a little embarrassing.
Kofi, I already know you probably calling somewhere from Africa. I could tell just by the light. I could tell by the light.
Sorry.
I don't know what
Sorry,
it is.
I
I
had
don't
to
know
jump
what
in.
it is when y'all be
I
calling
had to
over from
jump in this
Africa. Y'all
call
be
real
having
quick
this
for the
random
podcast.
blue light. When you guys have no light, you just got the random blue light in the background going.
I'll call you right
What it is
after.
with
Sorry.
light.
Yeah. I'm in Ghana right now. Sorry,
That is
I'll
a
call you right back.
Ghanaian. That is a Ghanaian.
So yeah, my
who has
cousin
light.
Nina, we was just talking about her new boyfriend in Ghana, and you know, they're trying to figure out how they're gonna get past that marriage certificate that he has. And I'm like, look, you guys are better off having you investing into Ghana
You listen. You
and
completely skipped.
trying to
You
bring some
completely.
more
But Kofi,
investment
Kofi,
from
Kofi. You
the
completely,
West and
Kofi.
bring
You
it right
completely,
back to
Kofi,
Africa,
Kofi. Hold
because
on, Kofi. Hold on.
you know that's what I feel like that's what you're
Oh, can
trying
you
to
hear
do
me,
Can't
Kofi?
anyway.
hear
Oh,
you.
But
you can't hear me.
I'm in
Can you hear me?
how you doing? Sorry.
Can you hear?
Wait.
Can you
Ayanna?
hear me? You slow down.
My bad.
Slow down. You completely skipped. Okay, you brought up a marriage certificate. Can you expand on that? Like you.
Well, my cousin came here and she met a Ghanaian guy that's he got the court divorce. I'm sorry, he got the church divorce, but he didn't get the official
Okay,
divorce.
so Kofi, you're saying the guy's still legally married.
He's technically married, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what's a court? What's a church divorce?
Well, so Ayanna, like in Africa,
Church
so
divorce
Ayanna, in
is when
Africa,
it's just like a custom marriage. It's when you
yeah.
Wait,
just
Hold
do.
on, I gotta mute this guy. He just
thank you.
so Ayanna, you in Africa, you know, you have different types of marriages. So you can have a Muslim
What I
marriage.
wanted to come on here.
God, leave, man, Kofi, chill out. All right, so in Africa, I mean, in Africa, you can have different types of marriages. So you can have the Christian marriage, Muslim marriage, traditional marriage, and then like for some people, they might go to court to get the official government marriage, or some might not.
Got it.
So what Kofi's saying is they had the traditional Christian marriage, and they went to the courts to get it signed up on. So they got divorced the Christian marriage, but not in the
Got it. I got it.
through the government. And so like with countries like Ethiopia, in order to get married, and even like in Nigeria, you can't be legally married on paper through the government with more than one person. So that could cause a problem for Kofi's, friend or whatever was trying to get, she won't be able until he gets legally divorced. Probably he won't be able to marry her legally through the system. All right, go ahead, Kofi. Unmute yourself.
Are you asking me a question? Sorry, this is Ghana lag.
Huh?
And also, I wanted to add that, like from Ghana, like regarding the marriage question, for the Muslims, because I'm a Muslim from Ghana as well. Most of the Muslims, they don't go to the court; they just do it like traditional, and that's it. Unless maybe they want to travel, that like the like for instance in the U.S., if you want to travel to claim that you're married, you have to present a court document to that will kind of like compel them to kind of do that. But generally, most Muslims in Ghana didn't do that, even including the Christians, like Dynast explained. He's right about that.
Global Art Base, go ahead. Global
Ayanna,
Art.
how you doing?
No, good. How you doing?
Ayanna, how you doing?
Oh, hello. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. This is Arnold speaking from Houston, Texas.
Oh, that's my brother right there. Oh, let me not be ghetto. They calling me ghetto up here. That's my bro. That's my Ghanaian bro. Thank you for calling in, brother.
What is going on right now? Because this
Wait, say it again.
I just want to ask: are you going to get that bride price and represent us well?
Wait, who? What?
Echo.
Hey, Global, you calling on that MTN, Airtel,
I know we can't hear you, bro.
Data. We can't hear you, Global. We can't hear you, bro.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We hear you now. Go ahead.
We hear you.
No, that's what he's giving me.
Hey, Global, yeah, you on that Airtel. You on that Airtel data.
You breaking up, bro?
Hey, y'all, don't be hating on Otoruo. Yo, we got Glow in Nigeria. Glow works very well in Nigeria.
Ayanna, did you get the bride? Did you ask for the bride price? Did you
That's a
demand the
good
bride?
question. Do Black American women or women of the diaspora will
Yeah,
they
they gave
marry
me a lot
African?
of stuff. They gave me a lot of
What
stuff.
did you ask for?
I didn't ask for anything. They just gave me stuff.
What did they give you? What did they give you?
So his mom, I got money.
How much
I
money you
got
get? How much money you get?
oh my gosh, y'all asking, come on. I got land, I got money, I got a lot.
Is the land in your name? Like you got the land in your name?
It's in both. So on the D is in my husband and my name. It's in both. Everything is in both our names. Yeah. So they gave me a lot. They still take care of me every time I go.
I mean, the bride price is kind of relative depending on the family, right? Because sometimes, an average person might for an average person can just, provide, a lady with some African cloth, like 10 or 5 or something like that. That alone
Yeah, I
is
got
enough
clothes.
to be a bride price. You don't have to be, give land or something like. It just depends on the family's wealth.
Yeah, I got a lot. They gave me a lot of fabric. I got jewelry.
So that
I mean,
that
it was a lot of yeah.
that
And
counts
since
as a
I'm
bride
not
price.
traditionally, so let me just go back, okay? Since my family wasn't there, my mom is passed. I don't have a mom that's living. My dad is 70 something. He's not getting on the airplane. So what they tried to do for me was try to have a traditional ceremony as best as possible. So his uncle stood in as like my father, and we kind of just did, maybe it was mock, maybe not, but they just wanted me to feel a part of the family. So it was more so them really welcoming me into the family. Like his uncle is like my father now because he's the one who stood in to, for me at the wedding. So
Yeah,
it couldn't be 100% traditional because my family wasn't there because like I said, my mom is no more and my dad, he was there on the phone, but
no,
yeah.
that is still traditional, because
Okay.
some people do lose their families and they have to have other people, represent them during the marriage. So it's
So
still
I had representation.
yeah.
They did everything. People were giving gifts. People were doing, I mean, it was a lot. They had drummer. They did a lot for me and I did
Yeah.
nothing. So they really welcomed me it was at his uncle's house. It was like 70, 80 people there. They took like 6 days to plan it. So it was very overwhelming.
Mm.
I did have gifts. People
Yeah,
were just bringing stuff.
the
Yeah.
average Ashanti guy from who has a college degree, I mean, they're very. I can tell you that from someone who doesn't come from their tribe, they're very nice people. Not also they're very nice. I can vouch for them though. So.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely awesome that, again, for people in the comments who make it seem as if he would be gaining something from you. It seems to me that given what you described, you've gained a lot more from them in terms of everything than, the other way around. So I just, the mentality that somehow if an African man is attracted to a African American woman, that somehow is for, some sort of usury, that has to stop. And I think you're living proof of that. So that's why, I got to go, but I wish you good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I didn't learn about all of like this stuff until like after I got married on the internet. I didn't know all this was going on. So I don't really know about being used to come to America. So I'm really green to that. I don't know those things, right? And I would not be treated like when I was even dating guys in America, like I'm not taking care of anybody. Like I never did that. So why would I want to go to another continent or country to go take care or try to do something for somebody? So I'm not sure. Like I said, my husband is educated, his family are educated, they are professors and
Yeah,
business
but
owners. So I don't really know of all this, like him trying to get something from me. I don't. really know what that is.
Yeah, Ayanna, but there's nothing wrong with that because even in African society or Ghana to be precise, sometimes you can meet a lady who come from a rich family than you. They can always provide. Like there's nothing wrong. A lot of Ghanaians do that too. You know, even if you go to like northern Nigeria, they do that. If you meet a lady that come from a wealthy family, there's a high chance that you're gonna get access to their family's wealth.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing wrong. It's a practice that has been, is commonly practiced in Africa. So, I mean, I think the West people kind of look at things in a different way, like, oh, someone trying to exploit you, trying to take your money. But Africa too, like people get married, they look at your prestige, the family that you come from. People get married from that reason, and there's nothing wrong in that. That's how they understand it. It has been
yeah.
practiced for generations, and there's really nothing wrong with that.
And to be honest, my husband and I laugh because y'all laugh. I'm from Philly, right? He grew up more privileged than I did. So that's why I laugh at like what people say in the chat. He grew up more privileged than I did. Like I had to take out a student loan to go to college, right? His family paid for him to go to college. Like
Where did he go to college? Kwame University? Like where did he go?
no, his brother went there. He went to UC University of Cape Coast.
I mean.
Yeah, but it's not
I know it.
it's not
I know
expensive.
it's not a lot of money, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like what $300
Yeah.
a semester. Like, I mean, yeah.
I get what you're saying, but some people in Ghana can't even afford basic school fees. So I'm just saying it's just relative. I'm just saying, like where I grew up, I didn't grow up privileged. My husband did. Like he didn't have to want for nothing growing up. Like his, he was very taken care of. Like he, so I had to get a job when I was 15. He didn't have to do that. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you do have to understand, coming from America, you do come from a place of, privilege. Like the general Ghanaian people are gonna see you like that. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't have the potential, right? A lot of
But that's
them
what
do.
I'm saying. I think Zango, I think you're missing a point. I'm saying that he grew up more privileged than I did, me living in America. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he grew up more privileged than I did living in Ghana than me living in America. So I didn't grow up. Yeah, I had to get a job at 15.
I mean, you're gonna
He
look
didn't.
at from that. You're gonna look at it from that way, but like a middle income class in Ghana, it's nowhere even comparable to even poverty in America. You get what I'm saying? So if you look at it from that angle, that it kind of makes sense from an American perspective, but from a Ghanaian perspective, they're not gonna see it that way. They're still gonna look at you as someone still from a place of privilege as well.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know about everybody else, but me and my husband, this is discussions that we have, how his life was more privileged than mine in America. So I hope you understand that now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, listen, links to the chat room. I want some of the ladies to call in. Like, I want some of the
I have
ladies.
a question. Dynast,
I want some of the ladies to call in. Links to the chat room. Call in. Go ahead, Ayanna.
Yeah, because I do watch your channel and I always see simp. Can somebody explain? Like I don't know any of these terms. Can somebody explain simp to me? I always wanted to know.
A simp is some. How can I explain it? A simp is somebody who panders to women, like Derek Jackson was a primary.
Oh, the guy.
Who just tells women what they want to hear.
Oh no, my husband is not a simp.
Just to make them feel good. Like we'll just tell them, like even they're doing wrong or yeah.
Oh no, my husband is not a simp. If I'm not doing something right, he will definitely tell me.
Yeah,
He is not a simp.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that though, because the way you can understand that if you do watch some African movies, because African men do when they love a lady, they're gonna do a lot of things that is considered simp in America, but for them they see that as love, But I think
But what I'm
sometimes
saying, if I'm wrong, my husband ain't simping. Like if I'm wrong, he gonna tell me. Did somebody say Ghana has colleges? I can't. Yeah, like if I'm doing something wrong, he is not simping. He's not gonna do that. Yeah.
Listen, can we get some of the women to call in, please? Some of the women call in. Links in
Yeah,
the chat room. Yeah, links in the chat room. Hit the like button. Again, link is in the chat room. Hit the like button.
yeah, he's a Santi. Ghanaian men are soft. Listen, listen. That's nice. What does that mean? Ghanaian men are soft. Soft versus what? Hard? Like you want somebody to be hard?
Yeah, it's just a cultural difference, you know. Like in America, they want you to be tough because the ladies are a little different over here. They're not submissive, so you gotta be like tough towards them. But in Africa, most of the women they are not like that. So there's no need for you to be, you know, to act that way, you know.
Ash, you see on my friend Asher, like they are wild in the comments. It's just so funny. Like I just came here really just to be happy, and I'm like, as soon as I open my mouth, they call me ghetto. This is, I don't know why. I don't. Beta male is a man who avoids drama.
Ayanna, you called yourself ghetto.
No, I did not. I was reading the comment, Dynast. I said I'm from Philly, and I said, "Oh, they called me ghetto." And I asked you if I was ghetto. As soon as I said I was from Philly, somebody in the chat said, "Oh, she's ghetto." Like I'm ghetto. Yeah.
Ayanna, you gotta be careful. Don't let the internet control your marriage. So you gotta be careful.
Oh, it doesn't. It does. Listen, let me tell you, man. It does not. We don't live our life from comments. I'm just reading them now, and it's funny how people think. You know what I'm saying? Like people really sometimes let the internet control them, and I'm laughing because I'm reading some of this, and it's not registering to me because I can't relate to what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can somebody call in, ladies? Though, because like stop being mean, guys. That's not nice. And then we wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, golly, they're in the chat. But yeah, let me say this. Ayanna. Let me say, I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I did a show years ago on Black American men seeking African wives. And if you would have heard the meanness and the negative energy coming from our sisters in the chat room.
Really?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Like
that makes me sad. I just feel like we should just be happy.
Coming from the chat. When I was talking about that. Oh, they took it personal. I'm like, for what? Why? Why?
I know a few guys who are coming to Africa finding wives. I mean, I just feel like whatever floats your boat, like just be happy. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are not happy and then they just project on other people. So I don't know. I think men are angry, women are angry, and people just need to find their happiness. So
yeah.
Can the Kevin guy call in?
I think
Kevin,
my wife is on backstage and she wanna participate. So
is it T2?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Is it T2?
Like T2, yeah, exactly.
She needs her devices are connected. So once it gets connected, I can let her in.
All right, sounds good.
So guys, again, hit the like button again. Please hit the like button if you want to call in. Link is in the chat room. You're more than welcome to call in. Link is in the chat room.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment about Ghanaian guys, though. Like, they are very nice, but I've seen if you cross a Ghanaian guys, they don't turn out nice anymore. So I don't know why people think that Ghanaian guys are so soft. But one thing I do notice, though, they won't fight. So I'm from Philly. I'm going to say it again. And I've seen guys like fight and shoot each other, but a Ghanaian guy, they will argue, but they will not fight.
That's it. Like they'll come, people come and break it up.
But they won't really physically fight. So I mean, I don't know why people saying they're soft.
No, the Ashanti tribe, they like the white people of like the black people over there. They don't like fighting because even like if you look at the history. Even the Europeans, when they're looking for African fighters to fight, they never use the Ashantis. They use the people from northern Ghana and northern Nigeria and those places.
But isn't that because of the height, though? Because didn't the
yes, yeah, you're right. But Ghanaians, the culture, they don't like fight, but they know how to argue, right? But if you go to like the ghettos in Ghana, like Nima, Dynasty, you've been to Nima before. Those people, they are very like
I've been to
aggressive.
Nima. I've been to Teshi, and they are
So
not. They. I just left Teshi like
so
2
Nima is
weeks
like
ago
the
in Nima.
so Nima is
I've
like
been
the
to
ghettos
Nima.
over there. They don't tolerate nonsense over there.
No,
They're a little different from the Ashanti people over there.
no, I'm giving my experience from Accra.
Zongo, where's Mambo B Market? What area is that?
Yeah, Mama B Market is right next to Nima on the like yeah.
Yeah, that's where I used to.
I've been to. Let me tell you, I've been to Nima. I spend more time in Accra than I do Ghana. I mean, in Kumasi. I've been to Nima. I've been to Teshi, and I'm gonna be honest. Some of their gang, maybe because like I said, I'm from Philly. Even some of the gang members, the gangsters I met were nice. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's all Ghanaians. I don't think it's just Ashanti. So like, I spent time in Nima. I did work in Nima and Teshi, and some of those gang members are really nice guys.
No, the gang
Yeah.
in Ghana is not the way we like Americans do understand gang. They're not like that. They don't kill
Yeah,
or
I
something.
know, but you were saying that like Kumasi guys are nice, but I think it's Ghanaian because I said I spent more time in Accra, in Nima, in Teshi, and those guys were nice too. So I just
Oh,
think,
okay.
yeah.
Now I'm saying
Yeah.
like the society is tribal, right? So I mean, Dinah's traveled to Africa. He knows the different tribes. He can tell the difference and the cultures play over there. I was just trying to give you an insight of that. I wasn't saying your experience
Yeah.
was. That's all. Thank you.
Let's pass it to T2. Unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tiana. I'm actually Setu Mom's wife. He came and said I needed to call in. I'm originally from the U.S., Virginia, and he's Senegalese, and we now live in Dakar. So I'm just joining in, so I haven't been following the whole conversation, but wanted to hop in. I heard Ayanna talking about some ladies need to join, so I'm here.
Oh,
T2,
thank you.
How did you meet your husband? You met him in Dakar, or how'd you meet him?
Yeah, we met in Dakar when I came to study abroad after I finished at Howard.
Okay.
What part of Virginia are you from?
I'm from right outside of Richmond, in Chesterfield.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
How long you guys
So
been
you
married?
spent time in DC.
Sorry, wait, I heard two questions at
I
once.
said, how long
Go
you guys
ahead,
been married?
Just over a year.
So are you in Senegal permanently now?
Yeah, indefinitely is where we're living.
That's
We
what's up.
moved over a little bit over a year ago.
Would you allow Setu to come to America?
What do you mean allow?
Like if you wanted to come to America, would you let him?
He's been to America. He's able to go to America whenever he wants.
Okay.
Dynast, can I ask you a question? What do you mean by allow when you say allow?
I mean, some people won't, some people won't allow their mate to come because, you hear stories, they get here, they get comfortable, they figure out the rules and the laws and how they can exploit them. And, they use them to their advantage. So that's what I meant allow.
Got it. So those are...
Yeah, I think that may, of course, that may be experience with some people, but I think it may be a bit of a stereotype and a little bit unfair.
Yeah.
But for my situation, my husband came to the U.S. without me. He has family in the U.S., so that is far from my experience. And he doesn't desire to live in the U.S., and neither do I particularly. So that's not something that's really a dynamic that I have any experience with.
Nice. Go ahead, Nice. Unmute yourself.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. Go ahead, Nice.
Yes, it's good to hear that there's women, American women, going to Africa, finding, love, a nice, strong, solid man. Because I'm also in a very similar situation with a guy in Nigeria. So far I like my situation. Hopefully,
How'd you meet him? I always gotta ask.
it was online, yeah, online.
Facebook.
Bumble.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to Nigeria a few times, and we also recently met in Kenya again. So I go to Africa quite often. So we'll just see the next level in my relationship. Hopefully, continue to move forward.
Okay. What part of Nigeria is he from?
Currently he's in Lagos right now.
What part is he from?
I'll say Aqua Ibom.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So how often you guys see each other?
Whenever I go there, I just recently saw him again. It was in Kenya back in November, December time. So, whenever I go to Africa.
Now, does he have children?
No.
Do you have
kids?
Do you have
any kids?
So when you gonna make the jump and go over and marry? Have you met his family yet? Like, have you?
Yeah, I've met some of his family. I think the next time I go, I'll probably meet his mom. So like I said, I'm just waiting for him to move it forward, and then, next step.
Okay. Somebody said I'm asking questions like I'm immigration.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. But that's
ahead.
a good question, though. That's a good question.
Can I ask a question too?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Who got a question?
Okay, because I wanted to ask, like, if he wanted to have kids, does he wanted to do that or not? Because, like, I know, like, most Africans, they want to have kids, and if maybe like you cannot have kids or something like that, then they might probably try to find someone else to marry too.
Zongo, who are you asking? Who are you asking that question to? Me?
No, the lady who found the man on Bumble.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, that's the plan, to do family and everything. Come together, have kids, marry, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's
hey, Setu.
Yes.
Are you a murid?
What you say? You asking if I'm a murid?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a. Well, it's it's a very complicated question, because I know about murids and everything, because I know I've seen, but I'm a Tijan.
Tijan, okay.
I'm a Tijan, but also I'm a murid in my heart.
Okay. So T2, he can have more than one wife. Can he have more than one wife?
Well, it's it's for T, like, right?
That's my question.
Yeah. Can he have more than he can have more than one wife? This is a Tijani man.
Yeah, I can technically have more than one wife.
Right.
Like,
so T2,
but,
can he have
but we don't.
But the thing
But we
is,
don't work in technicalities. We come
yes.
together and make an agreement on what works for us.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Here, when you get married, you choose at the time of your marriage what do you want to do, and we've chosen to be monogamous.
So he can't have another wife? That's his birthright. This is a married man.
Oh well, that's just for teasing, right? Because that's not actually like what is the rules, like, because people can choose. We have the right to choose, like what type of lifestyle we want to have. For example, my dad has like 4 wives, and
right.
Is
he in Tuba or is he in Medina Bay?
He is in the car. He's in Yoff.
He's a Yoff. Okay.
Yes, he's in Yoff. Like, he had like more than like he had 4 wives, and it was his lifestyle. And like other person of his like other brothers of him like has chosen to have 1 wife and everything. And people can choose, and it's like a matter of choice and what you wanna like do. And there's no like pressure on it, because like if it's pressure, it's not like the religion that we believe in.
Okay.
And also, I wanted to say I'm a Muslim too. Like, my granddad married like 4 wives. He had like 20-something kids too. But my dad only married 1 wife. So I mean, I don't think like he I think he quite explained it quite very well, that it's by choice at the end of the day. It's not like compulsory for you to marry more than 1.
Okay, but later down the line, if this man wants another wife, he should be able to have another wife.
Yes, but usually, I mean, if he has more wealth, or maybe if the woman cannot have kids or something, or maybe she's being disrespectful or something like that, there's no happiness. That usually what propels men to, get more wife or something like that. But other than
But
that, I mean,
I have a question. What is this should? You're saying should.
If he this is a proper Senegalese man. If he decides he wants another wife, this man should be able to have another wife. T2, and you should allow it.
What I'm saying is we've decided to be monogamous. If he wants another wife, that's perfectly fine. But I won't be his wife at the same time. That's what we've agreed upon.
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah. So that comment over there, that's like a Western mentality. Like in most African society, particularly in the Muslim community, if a man wants to do that, he can do that. He doesn't seek the woman's approval.
Ooh.
Like Dinas was saying, I'm not speaking. He's different, but I'm just saying, like from a general, just to educate the audience out there, not just you specifically.
Can I just make a comment? I don't know, like I'm not into polygamy, and my husband we're not in polygamy. We are not into polygamy, but I know some Africans here in the U.S. who are polygamous, and the wives are not happy. And the one African that I'm thinking about, like the women are not happy, and they are speaking up. And I think sometimes they get into polygamous relationships, and then they think that they can manipulate, I guess, the man out of being with the other wives. But the women give the men a lot of trouble, maybe because it's in America, but these are still traditionally African people. But most of the times, I don't see women happy in polygamous relationships. I feel like it's more beneficial to the man. That's just from my observation.
It also depends. There are some women, they don't get a chance to get married. So sometimes they can even say, like, I met like a lot of women from my community, the Muslim community in Ghana. They were willing to be second wife or third wife because like men haven't approached them, so they might concede to that. But generally, like you said, they would prefer like one man. But if they don't have the option, they might choose like to be a second or third wife if they don't have the option.
Yeah, I just feel like the men are stressed out because the women are giving them trouble. I don't know. I mean, I've been I don't want to do from my experience because it's very limited.
Mm-hmm.
But from I can see I know a Nigeria polygamist, I know a Senegalese polygamist, and the Nigerian women are not happy. But then I saw when I went to a Senegalese household how some of the women were really like happy together. So I think it depends culturally, but for the most part, I don't think women are happy in polygamous relationships.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Most women generally by nature, they don't like to have more than one man. You're right. Even the Muslim community where I come from, they don't want it that way. But the system is like patriarchy, right? So they don't have the choice to do that, right?
Well, I think from one extent I can agree to like the society and the mentality, but I think from the root of it is a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice, and like everything has like a reason. When people were like having multiple like families, is has a reason for that to
Yeah.
happen too.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and it's like time and time and time, and now like people have like their own choice, and marriage is not coming like randomly like that. It's like before you get into a relationship, you were not like you don't have no ideas of like what you are going to get into, like even the person you are going to meet or get married to. And I think it's for me, on my vantage point, I think it's more like a choice that you do inside you, and you like pray to have certain like type of relationship with somebody. And when it come to be clear that this is like what I'm looking for, you don't have to hesitate, because that's like a sign that like this is like what I'm looking for. And when you find yourself in it, and you see that this is like what you want and what you like, you can like do whatever you want in this life. That's like my perspective, and that's like what I, because I was not looking for like being married or being in a relationship when I was like when I met my wife right now. I was not looking for it. We were like in a different like mindset, like very more like supportive for who she is, and like coming as like Dinas knows more about Senegal and the teranga, what we call teranga here is like hospitality, and the hospitality is more deep when it is from an African like in America, or who was like in America, like that hospitality is deeper, and that's what like I think from my perspective, because I can only talk for myself, like what I was coming to, and that was bigger than like just like supporting somebody who was coming to study abroad or helping them like know where they go and everything, but it came to be like a responsibility like towards like what you got to do to make somebody feel good, like somebody feel better, because they deserve it, because we all deserve it. And I think before I lose people on what I'm saying, I just want to say that marriage is very sacred, and whoever you are going to be with, you don't have control over it, and you just have to act right and to do it as you are, like worshiping God through whoever you are with, and then build your best life and do amazing things.
Hey, say too. Were you the tour guide as well when you met T2?
I was not a tour guide at all. I was not a tour
No.
guide.
Okay, so that's
I
Come on,
was not
Diana. She said he was in America, though. He was in
huh?
America.
well.
She
Huh?
said,
I was in America.
Oh, you
Like,
were in
let me tell you.
America. Oh, I missed
yeah,
that part.
No,
I
you
missed
missed
that
that
like let
part.
part.
me tell you
So
something.
T2 was the tour guide. So T2, were you the tour guide? T2,
No, T2
No,
was
no,
not
no,
a
no,
T2,
tour
were you the
guide.
no.
tour guide?
Like, let me explain to you something. Because when I met when I met my wife Tiana Toe, that's why you say Tito,
Hey,
and
say
it's
to
Toe.
the reason why I asked, not to cut you off, because my son's mother, her sister has, I guess, a situation in Senegal, and he was a tour guide. See, y'all in the tour guides, boy. I tell you, y'all in the tour guides. But go ahead, go ahead.
Well, it's not tour guide. I think it's deeper than tour guide. I think like it's just deeper than tour guide. It's like a legacy that we are trying to protect for who deserve to have access to it. And I think we are more like a guardian of like something that is like spread to different parts of the world, and we need to maintain to like generation to come. That's when we are spreading one part of like the legacy, or like trying to protect it for people to have access to it. But I was not a tour guide. I was in a conference with a friend where she was participating in the West African Research Center, and then I happened to like have a car, and some people needed a ride. I didn't know who was going to hop in the car, but I happened to have a car, and people wanted to go on my same directions, and I drop off people. And it's just like something that I do without expecting anything in return. I can do it for anybody, no matter where you're from, no matter the color of your skin, no matter anything. So that's like something that like I did. That's how we met. And she happened to be inside the car with, like, the car was full, because I like took everybody that was able to fit, and she happened to sit in the middle of the car, and I was able to see her from the like rear view mirror. And we didn't talk, but we had like this eye connection, and it was like it started from there to be just friends, to get to know each other. And like life made it easier. We met to like other events, and we were connected, we talked, we get to know each other, and that's how it happened. And yeah, and amazingly, I went to the US for one internship I was doing in a law firm in DC, and she happened to like leave New York from a bus to come and meet me, like in DC area. We went to Maryland, like meet friends and stuff. It's just like friendship and hang out with people. It was my first time in the US, by the way. And yeah, so that's the beginning of our story.
Hold on, and listen, I want to set the record straight on something. I'm not a tour guide or a tour operator. I have a travel brand. Okay. I have a travel brand. And part of that brand, we offer experiences to Africa. So y'all stop. All right. Y'all stop playing with me. All right. I have a travel brand. A brand. Okay. A brand. All right. Go. All right. Let me bring everybody back on. Danielle, go ahead, Danielle. Mute yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Danielle. I just wanted to say that as a fellow American, I am married to a Nigerian. He's Urhobo, Urhobo, not Yoruba, because people always get that confused. He's from Delta State, but I just wanted to say, especially to Ayanna, like the hate is real. The ignorance like doesn't stop. Like it's crazy. I met my husband in 2020. He was already here. He was doing like a little tour with like the United Nations or whatever
Okay.
before COVID.
was okay. So was he?
I don't know. It was funny, but
no, go ahead.
Yeah,
He's
I met
laughing
him.
because you used the word tour. He's being funny.
I'm sorry.
Kindness is being funny.
He's anyway. But he was already here. That's the point, right? He was already here. I did meet him like, at a party. It was something like, I'm always around Africans anyway, because my family's Caribbean. They're from Guyana. So I'm always either around Caribbean people or Africans. So, I'm used to it. I'm used to the culture and everything. And, we were together for a minute and we have a surprise. I got pregnant with our son and I had a choice to have an abortion and just continue living my life or to have my son. And everybody was like, definitely don't do it. This guy's a Nigerian, not even that you don't know him like that well. And it's been less than a year, but you just don't know him. Nigerians are all bad. All African men are so bad. Mind you, I've already been around Africans for so long, like I said. And I just decided to keep my son and we decided to get married like 4 or 5 months later. Obviously, yes, there are going to be like, maybe some things that I had to get like adjusted to in terms of like, I think it was Zongo that was talking about how things are a little bit more patriarchal, I'm trying to say, in Africa. So like just the cultures are different. But
okay. So you
can't
do all this. That's what you're trying to say. You can't.
Yes, right. You can't roll your neck. And even Caribbean cultures.
Said two. There's T2 be in Senegal. T2.
I can't with this guy, bro. Like he's.
You can't be doing all, because you can't.
And to be honest, like coming from my standpoint, of course, this is just because he's Nigerian, but I've seen it among most African men. You don't even feel the need to do all of that. Like you don't even feel the need to like. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't feel the need to like roll your neck or talk to him crazy because he's leading. Like I've never, to be honest, I grew up in a single parent home, and my mom, she is a little bit older. She's like in the baby boomers generation, but she of course was that generation where they were like the first to be like, we don't have to be married and we don't got to do this and that. So she chose to divorce my dad early on, and things are going that way, and I just don't want it to be like that. Like I kind of want to see what marriage in a 2-parent home kind of feels like, even if he wasn't even Nigerian, you know what I mean? And so just that, like with him doing that, I don't have to ask him just how to be a dad and like how to be a man. It's a lot easier like for me than from what I've seen, but the hate is like what I'm really calling about. It's really disgusting. From, does he know this, or like how people pronounce certain things around him, or God forbid he says his middle name, people are like laughing. It's just crazy. Like, because even my son, like he has a traditional middle name because why not, right? I mean, a tribal middle name because it's his son and I wanted that. But his first name is Zion, which means a lot to my family. And then his middle name is Onanefe, which means that he's worth more than riches. Everybody struggles on it, but people are named like Sharquisha. No offense.
And they be ignorant as hell too, like on purpose when they try to say his name up.
It's
on purpose. Yeah.
It's a couple syllables, guys. Like where is the confusion coming from? If you guys can pronounce like Ladasha and all that, but you
say it again. Say it at again. Come
on.
Say it at again. Ladasha. Say it again.
And then put the dash in the middle. Like, come on. But Onanefe is hard for you to say, and I've even had to cut ties with a lot of my friends here. Like, honestly, I don't have that many friends here. So when I have the choice, when we go back to Nigeria in November, I'm thinking about making that maybe like a home for me. I'm still in school. I just got out of the Air Force, so I'm still trying to finish my bachelor's and stuff. But I might make that my home because I feel like it's a lot easier. Like I'm closer to my sister-in-law. I'm closer to my brother-in-law, like, than some of my family members here. And it's sad. You know, it's really, really sad. Like how they, like you said, how they welcomed you with open arms, like, you know, and all these things. It's beautiful to me. So just know that you're not the only one. Ignore it and stay in Africa, girl, because it's the motherland. It's only gonna get better. Like, keep your business flowing though from the US, but like I would say stay in Africa and enjoy your family.
Thank you, sis, and good luck to you and your
Thank
family.
you.
Yeah, but I have a last question for each and every one of you, like the Western ladies over here, right? Because you know, like in like the average African society, they don't have, like, you know, retirement plans, you know, pensions, you know, for the elderly or something like that. So usually when their parents grow and they become old and feeble, they rely primarily on their kids to kind of, you know, support them financially. I mean, most of the time, like the Western women, they don't agree with that or something like that. You know, have you guys sat down to speak with your man on this kind of issues like that? Because it's a culture over there that, you know, when your parents kind of grow, I mean, you know, you kind of like support them financially, not that much, but then you do support them some kind of things when they grow.
Oh, for me, I was just gonna add to that, like I said, my family's from the Caribbean, so we kind of have that, I guess, in common, to where, like, you know, we don't really put our parents in homes and stuff because it's extra money, and then they're like a babysitter for our children and stuff like that. So I didn't have to really communicate that with my husband. It was kind of like understood, and he fully takes care of his mother in Delta State completely. I'm not at the point where I can fully take care of my mom yet, but I mean, there's no I kind of understood it. There was, you know, we didn't have to really talk too much about that. So I think it's just the individual, because remember, America is also a combination of so many other cultures too. So of course there's, you know, different types of people that even just Southern Americans, some of them also don't believe in, you know, having their parents. I mean, Black Southern Americans don't believe in having their parents in a home either. So it's just really up to the person, to be honest.
Oh wow, then that's great. That's great.
All right, AJ, go ahead, AJ.
Hello. So I am Yanna's friend from Philly. Hey, Ayanna.
Are you hood too? Do you ride around on 4-wheelers and dirt bikes? Do you ride around
Asher, tell them who you are.
do you ride around on dirt bikes in Philly too?
No, I don't do that. But no, I don't know this. I don't know who this is a question for, but a lot of people have like this caution where, you know, if it's a woman marrying a man overseas, then the man usually wants to get a green card or whatever. I'm just interested in like any horror stories where like a woman did marry a man and they came over to America. Did they leave her high and dry, meaning like she couldn't get back on her feet, like she committed suicide? Like, because I'm like, the worst that can happen if any of these women are taken advantage of by these men is that they move on. But I'm just interested in hearing
You know
any
what?
horror
I'll
story.
see. I don't want to say Marie. Man. Miss Shy, can you? Goodness, man, I don't want to say I'm wrong for Miss Shy. I would love for you to call in and give your experience with your past. Man, let me. But you've talked about it on the show before, Marie. You talked about it on the show before, Marie. If you don't mind calling in and giving your experience with your past fiance, Marie, if you don't mind. And I'm sorry if I swore you talked about.
Why didn't you just tell the story without saying
No,
the
no,
name?
I would rather. You do got a point there.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now. It's too late.
It's too late now.
My bad. I didn't think about that part. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
But does that typically happen though? Like from your experience, because you are very international, right?
It's mixed. But see, it's mixed. The ones who are desperate to get over here, it goes bad. But the ones who aren't, it goes good.
Because what I can say now, and I don't want to put anybody out there are a lot of desperate ones out there just trying to get green cards. That is true. That is happening. And these women are falling deeply in love, thinking that they are really marrying someone for love. So I think that the biggest thing is that them getting their heart broken and them being like bamboozled because they thought it was love. That's from what I'm seeing. So I don't know any horror stories, but what I think is that these women are believing that these men love them. And, you know, African men, not just Ghanaian, you know, they have a way with words. And I feel like the women really believe that it's love, and then it turned out not to be love. So I think it's like they feel used, right?
Hey, hold on,
Maybe.
Keisha, you another one, Keisha. Where your husband at, Keisha? Keisha, where's your husband? Keisha, you another one. Keisha. All right, go ahead, AJ, go ahead.
Hey y'all, this is Tiana. My connection went out, so I'm through my husband's stream. But I
Okay, go
did
ahead.
want to reply to a question that somebody asked about like parents and retirement, and that not being the same as it is in the US. So I just wanted to share a little bit of experience with my family. They came to visit last July just for vacation for a week or so. And at the end of that trip, they decided that they wanted to purchase land here. So long story short, they purchased land and are going to be building a home, and that's going to be their retirement plan. So for them, they work, they have pensions and all of that. They worked all their lives in the U.S. And for them, it didn't make sense for them to retire there and not be able to live a full life and still possibly have to work and so on and so forth. So for them, move to Senegal is the retirement plan, whereas it's not something that's holding them back, or where they feel like because they don't have that traditional system, they can still collect the checks that will come every month and live here and own a home, and something that can be passed on for generations and generations. And something that's also given me a lot of security to know that if I don't want to go back to the U.S., I have my family here. They have a home and truly own it in the way that we wouldn't in the U.S. So that's just a way it can go that I didn't expect. I did not try to sell my parents on moving here, but for them, it made sense. So for people who, especially people who are married to somebody that's maybe in an African country, you never know what it can open up for your family for generations to come.
Let me read this comment. African American women do not let dynasties. I'm not discouraging anybody. Listen, if you find love anywhere on this planet, I am happy for you. I'm definitely not a passport, bruh. Himself, not all African men want you for the blue book. Okay, thank you, Victory Lab. Thank you.
I just think you play devil's advocate sometimes. I don't think that you're trying to discourage anyone. I just think
I'm not discouraging nobody.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. From my observation, I just think that I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if you're like joking or serious. So that's why I'm laughing, because I don't know if you're just like playing devil's advocate, but I don't think you're discouraging anybody. I think you kind of do both sides.
By all means, listen, wherever you find love at, anywhere on God's green earth, go for it.
Yes,
go for it. It's just the thing is, I just want to make sure that a lot of sisters know what they're getting themselves in. You know, they vet properly. That's the thing. And the men vet properly, because you guys have no idea. It's like 50-50. I hear horror stories, and I hear stories of, true authentic love. So
I have a story. I was with my husband, and this is when we were driving somewhere, and one of the drivers he hired, when my husband left out the car, tried to ask me for my number because he wanted to go to America. So like, it's that vicious out there sometimes. Like, I've honestly had men and my husband had to like approach this man and say, like, that's my wife. Like, what? So they are desperate out there to try to get women. So I do understand the caution, but not everybody's like that. So yeah.
Because another thing too, sometimes in my presence, when sisters meet African men or men in my presence, they get to know them. If it doesn't work out, then all of a sudden I get the finger pointed at me. Well, this is your friend, Diana. This is your homeboy. And I'm like, I didn't introduce y'all to the hookup or date. You adults. So that's why I'm just saying, just properly vet, because I know a lot of times, especially the Nigerian men, because Nigerian men are undefeated when it comes to, I don't know what it is. Nigerian men, they got that game where they can convince
you. They got the swag.
Listen, no, but listen, it's on another level. They got the game where they will convince sisters, because I get the phone calls. Hey, Dynas, I met this Nigerian man online, and I'm gonna go see him. Hey, how do I get a visa? I'm like, Like that's what I'm saying. So they got this game where they can be the sister online, and she ready to fly out and meet him, and she's trying to figure out how to get a visa. And then when it don't work out, it's like, Donnie, you made Nigeria seem like such a great place that he did this, he did that. And I'm like, I mean, you grow.
That is true. A lot of people email me about people hitting them up on Facebook and they're flying out to get married. And I'm like, have you met him in person? And she's like, no. And so I had at least 3 women like email me and asking about the process for men they've never met and marry and going to like Nigeria.
Right. And that's my thing. And like, I'll ask these women, like, won't you ask your fiance how to get a visa? Like, I mean, like, like, shouldn't you ask him how to get a visa?
Yeah, that does happen. And I feel like
I get a lot of that. It's only Nigeria. So Nigerian men, they got the gift of gab where they have women what to buy tickets. And that's the thing. So if I take a woman, and here in America, if I tell a woman, listen, come meet me, from wherever you're at, and I don't offer to pay, I don't offer to pay for the meal, I get talked bad about. You got sisters who are ready to pay, drop thousands on tickets. Airline tickets to go to Lagos, and they'll and in fact buy the ticket before they even get a visa, and will call me a day before it's time to go. Hey, Dynast, how do I get my visa? I leave tomorrow. True story. I'm dead serious. Hey, Dynast, I watch your show all the time. I met this man, and he's Nigeria. We've been talking on Facebook. I'm going to see him tomorrow. By the way, how I get my visa?
Well, that's one thing I do say. I do see a lot of women giving passes to Africans that they won't give to American men. They will do stuff in Africa that they wouldn't do in America, and I do see that. I can agree.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm like, go ahead.
Let me say something. So yes, I make sure to vet guys, whether I'm in the US or overseas, very well. That's number one. And of course, if you're doing a good job of, knowing who you're talking to and seeing what they're about. And, I did kid about, you can get a visa to come over here, whatever. I'm an open book. Just, I'll help you out. It's not a big deal, but, it was a joke. But then over time, you'll see what kind of person you're dealing with. And then luckily, when I was traveling to Africa, I'm not just traveling to go see him. I'm also traveling because I got things I'm doing over there too.
Right.
I got things going on too,
Right.
It wasn't just,
What else you have going on in Nigeria?
It's nothing big, nothing
What
big.
else you had going on in Nigeria? And listen, and that's another thing. Sisters will call me. This would be their first time going to Africa. First time. They buy the ticket. Don't even have a visa yet. They leave tomorrow. The next day. I'm like, listen, you gotta cancel your trip. Now I know someone who can help you out at the airport, but I'm not gonna put you in contact with my Connect, because that should be the job of your fiance that you met on Facebook. I'm dead serious.
I agree with that.
This happens. Like, I'm not taking care of the visa for you. That should be your fiance's job, not mine. That's not my job.
I also wanted to add that, I think that's where like a lot of people kind of confuse that with saying like some African men are simp, is because I don't know if any of these ladies on this platform have heard of like the internet like dating scam. Because if someone is like dating you like in a scam way, I mean, he's gonna say anything to kind of like, it's gonna sound pleasant to your ears, So and then that's how you can get to exploit it. And the only way you can tell if the person is real or not, if you kind of give him pushback or you don't do certain things that he says you should do, or if he's trying to convince you to kind of bring him over here, or maybe he doesn't let you meet his family, certain kind of like scrupulous things, that's how you can tell maybe the person is not genuine. But other than that, like a lot of people over there are really like great, and you can really find like real love, meeting people over there. But the dating on the online, you got to do a lot of vetting just to make sure that you meet the right person over there, because you have to understand the person coming on that platform is looking to exploit someone over there. I'm not saying everybody though, but someone. So you have to do a lot of like vetting, thoroughly before you can settle down to marry or even bring the person over here. The dating, to be precise, online.
Hold on, let me read this message I got that somebody hit me up, and this person's going to remain anonymous. Of course, I wouldn't call them out like that. So, hello, I'm not going to give her name. I wanted to ask you, do you have any videos on YouTube touching on the subject of African men dating American women that are taught and coached on how to get American women? Also, if you talk about how American women go to Africa and not coming back home at all, is there African men and families that are looking for American women to get green cards and to scam? If you have any video on any of those subjects, please let me know. If not, are you willing to talk about it? Let me know. Thanks. And then I responded back, how are you? Just reading this, were you scammed? Long text. I'm okay. How are you doing? Thank you. I will just tell you my situation. So I met a guy online from Nigeria. I'm not trying to laugh. He was nice. We talked for a whole year. Then I decided I wanted to see him. Within that year, he did ask me for some financial help. Not a lot, like small stuff. So I didn't think nothing of it. So fast forward to this year, May, I went to Nigeria. Him and his father came and picked me up from the airport. We stayed at a hotel near his home. His father is a pastor. Oh, red flag. He owns a church, small church, white garment church. Oh, he's the people in the white garments that probably walk around barefooted in Lagos, in Nigeria. They call it a spiritualist church. I know exactly what she's talking about. When I went there, it was a good experience at first. I was hesitant to go because of all of the negative views of Nigeria and the things people would say dangerous. I did pay for everything, like my room. And see, that's the thing, y'all. See, in America, see, this is what I brought up the first time I really did a video, when I did a video, as far as how, and listen, I ain't mad. Listen, African man, spit your game, do your thing. But in the West, men get held to a certain standard versus, and this isn't just when American women date overseas. Even here in America, a lot of sisters will hold Black men in America to a completely different standard than they will other groups of men. You have a woman. And guys, you don't understand the amount of messages I get like this in my inbox. I'm supposed to be the Babatunde and the Kwame tour guide whisperer. And I don't think like that. I don't roll like that. I'm supposed to be the Babatunde and Kwame and Neka, whisperer for some reason. You don't understand the number of messages I get of sisters who pay their own way to fly to Africa to meet a man they've never met in person and pay their own expenses. Meanwhile, I can't get y'all to super chat. In fact, every girl who's watching this, you need to super chat right now. You need to super chat. But listen, Keisha and Murray, you guys are good because you came on tours with me. But you do not understand the messages I get. I'm supposed to be the Babatunde message whisperer. Like I don't operate like this. But sisters are paying for everything. And I ain't mad. Listen, I ain't mad. Babatunde, do your thing on the internet. I ain't mad at you. Get your money. If these sisters want to fly out and pay for everything, by all means, get your money. I'm not mad. Here we go. Yeah, give me some Naira. I want some Naira. I'll give you my UBA account. Okay, you just transfer to my UBA account some Naira. Let's see here. I did pay for everything, like my room and basically all expenses. cabin, going out to the mall and things like that, I had to get a lot of cash exchange, not knowing anything about how the money works exactly. So guys, this proves my point. Sisters will call me, have no idea how to get a visa, but they have already bought their ticket to go to Nigeria. This is only Nigeria. I don't know what. I'm not a Babatunde. I swear to God, I swear before God. I'm flying out tomorrow, Dynast. How can I get a visa? Huh? I'm going to see my fiance that I met online. That's his job. Leave me out of it. And that's what I tell him. Like, for real. Like, leave me out of it. That's his job. All right.
Dynast, do you think it's because we romanticize Africa so much?
Nah. I think a lot of sisters are just desperate and looking for love.
I agree.
And looking for love.
Well, why wouldn't? That's what I mean. So why would they then do something different to an African versus being, with an effort like an American?
Because they're going,
romanticization.
like I said, these sisters have never been before, and they're going to a whole nother continent.
Right, when no one knows their past, no one knows,
and they don't know. They don't research nothing. And I've women are thorough. Women are this, they're that, and that. But when it comes to stuff like this, it's just they don't pay attention to anything. And this is not
something deeper than.
I'm not done yet. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead. Okay,
let me finish. I'm not done yet. Let's see here. A lot of cash exchange, not knowing anything about how the money works exactly. So I had to trust him with money to get around and do everything. On my last day of being here was the worst thing of being there because we got pulled over by the police. That's normal, you in Niger. They are trying to get money from me, saying that if I don't give them $200, they will not release my boyfriend. We were there for hours. I did not think that I would make it home at that point. I was not sure what to do to me or him. Eventually, they let us know because he had the money on him that I gave, he would care the money all the time. Yeah, I'm reading this verbatim. So he gave me what he had and they let us go. The next day I went to the airport and they would not allow me on the plane. I had to pay for my plane ticket twice. They said that I was supposed to be there at 3:00 in the morning, even though my boarding pass said to leave at 7 p.m. To leave at 7. I guess that's 7 a.m. in the morning. So I had to stay in the airport overnight until the office opened to pay for another plane ticket. Also, I had to go and pay for another COVID test, which was even more money. I had to spend an additional $700 more just to get home because they would not let me on the plane. When I tried to go to my next location, which was Morocco, took a plane, I wasn't able to. At that point, she flew Royal Air Morocco. At that point, I was just ready to go home because of the horrible experience I've had at the airport. Eventually, I made it back to the States. When I was there, he proposed to me, but this was my first time ever meeting him in person. So I felt like that was really the first time truly getting to know him because this was our first time meeting face to face. After I left, he was asking me the more for money towards the church anniversary. At first I said, okay. Then I told him I can't do it. And that's when he started acting angry and we got into a big argument about that. I told him I would send it. But after that, I was done with ever doing anything for him. Fast forward to now, I told him that I will not coming back to visit because I cannot afford it financially. I had lost my second job. And second, he was very adamant about getting married the next time I come there. But I told him I did not want to get married there. I wanted to get married in America. He basically was saying that it's super hard for him to get a visa to America and he did not want to do it that way. I don't understand the situation with Nigerians not being able to get a visa to visit America. But at the end of the day, I felt like he would have gotten married to me for him to get to America. Yeah, obviously. He's upset because when I did come and see him, I was not pregnant when I left. He expected me to be pregnant. He thought I wasn't, and I was glad that I wasn't because I did not want to be pregnant anyway. See, y'all be flying. Listen, y'all be flying overseas to get raw dick. Y'all be flying overseas to a whole nother continent to get raw dick. And listen, if that's what you into,
Can
So
I just
y'all,
say
hold on,
something really
stop the
quickly?
show. Stop the show.
Wait,
Y'all,
Dinus,
hold
can
on,
I just say something?
hold on. Y'all be spending thousands of dollars to fly overseas to get raw Babatunde dick. Hold on, my computer about to go down. Hold on.
Can I just say something really
hate it.
quickly?
That's why y'all the passport sisters.
No, can I say something though? I want to just say to the sisters out there, like, I hope y'all using protection with these men. Like, honestly, like, seriously, that's if not, like, everybody should be getting tested before having sex. I just want to put that out there. I hope that you guys are having protected sex.
Well, listen,
Can I
that's
just
your
say that?
thing.
Please.
Listen.
No, we gotta protect ourselves.
Hold on, Ayanna. Like we be saying, it ain't tricking if you got it, and that goes for the sisters.
My God.
That goes for the sisters too. It ain't tricking if you got it. If you got it, it ain't tricking. It ain't tricking if you got it.
Well,
I ain't mad at you.
Everybody needs to
I
strap
ain't mad
up.
at you.
Yeah, Dinus. So reading what you
Hold
said.
on, hold on. I ain't done yet. Let me finish the story. I'm not done yet. Hold on. Started accusing me of taking birth control pills, and I never was a person to take birth control pills. But it was very odd that he was so adamant about that, and what I have found out from women that had married or been with Nigerians or went to see a Nigerian, that they would marry you and they would be with you for a few years and probably have children with you, but eventually they will have their first wife from Nigeria to come to America after so many years, and that is the goal. I have been told this from several different women that have went there, and it was one horror story from one of my good friend's mothers that went to Nigeria to visit her boyfriend, and she was lost for 1 year, and she was just recently returned to America after she escaped where they were holding her at. I have gotten different situations and scenarios from different people. Also, my mother is married to a guy from Ghana. He is 34 and she is 61. When she went there for the first time, she got sorry, y'all, my allergies. When she went there for the first time, she got married to him. She has sent him money, and she is definitely getting scammed. Y'all, listen, why y'all send me some money? I want to eat. Hold on. Let me put the cash up on here. I want to eat your money. At least I want to.
Well, what's your side story, Dinah?
Listen, hold on. I'm hating on Baba Tunde. I'm hating on Kwame. I'm hating on Nneka. I'm hating on all y'all. Listen, didn't need them. I want to eat your money. Hold on. Cash at me your money.
Because why would you do that? Like, why?
That's really funny. That's really funny.
One mic. Hold on. You don't understand the number of stories I get like this. That's why I'm the way I am.
You're right.
That is wild.
That's really
hold on. I'm not
vulnerable.
done yet.
But I don't think you have to be clowning the message and being like really sarcastic and like laughing about, because this is really serious. Women are getting into like tough situation, and they need support. They need mental support. They need like any support. But like some situation like this, I mean, somebody sending you a message like this, like is expecting more of like not joking about it or like laughing or like trolling, but more like, you know, saying like what's the problem, and then giving them to the right direction, who they have to connect to. Because love happens.
Well, can I also say something?
I'm really sorry.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. I've done shows on this before about situations like this. You want to know what happened? Oh, Dinus, you hating. Boy, these African men, they love us. They so romantic. See, you Black American men, y'all ain't romantic.
That's not everybody. I think
bro,
like
you
people are listening to you.
You have
people
no
are listening
idea.
to you for who you are, and they give you a lot of respect and a lot of hope on what you're doing, and believe in like your experiences and what you were able to be in touch and everything, and they're expecting like a lot more support in like many ways, and I know you're doing that, and I know you're doing that, and I know you, and I know you're doing
So can
that.
I say
But
something really quick?
what I don't agree about is like the way you presenting situation and like joking about it. I don't agree.
Listen, what again, I've been doing this now since 2011. All right. Let me tell you a true story. I'm in Zanzibar. 2012. I'm in Zanzibar. These beach boys in Zanzibar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had a group of Black American women. You know, the beach boys run up to them, and the Black American women, they're staying at the same hotel as me. Oh, they so romantic. Oh, they know how to treat a woman. Oh, they love us. Oh, they more romantic than the men in America. And I told them they probably playing y'all. Oh, you hater. You hater. Listen, when these women left, these old white Italian women came. Them same little village boys was all over the Italian women walking around Stone Town. You gotta, I mean, what
exactly, everybody's hustling, to be honest.
I mean, but it's just like these sisters will say, oh, these men want me. Men be all up in my inbox. They ain't no inbox, they want to smash. They see you on Instagram, bent over in their inbox, they want to smash. But you can't tell them that. Like you can't tell them. Let me finish the story though. Also, my mother is married to a guy from Ghana. He is 34 and she is 61. When she went there for the first time, she got married to him. She has sent him money and she is definitely getting scammed. She is now, I want to eat your money. At least I'm honest. That's my Cash App. I want to eat your money. Cash App me. I want to eat you. Cash App me. Cash App me. All right. She is now about to get her tubes untied to have a baby with him. I don't want her to go there because I don't know if she will come back or what will happen if she goes back. So I don't see a lot of talking about stuff like this, but this is what goes on a lot. And a lot of American women are doing this because they feel like there is no home and no good men in America. So they know that an African man will treat them better and be a provider when they finally come to America. So a lot of women will deal with a man from Africa not having much, which again goes back to my point. In America, men got to pay for everything. Over there, sisters are buying their own flights, paying for everything to go see a man they met online. African man will treat them better and be a provider when they finally come to America. So a lot of women will deal with a man from Africa not having much and willing to move to America to hold on, quote, with the American dream with her. But if you can let me know your thoughts about what I just said, why isn't this being talked about and it's always happening so often? The reason why I stopped talking about it, honestly, is because the backlash I got from sisters when I started speaking on examples like this. That's why I stopped talking about it. That's why I stopped talking about it. And I just call it now a life lesson. That's why I stopped talking about it. Because I remember years ago I did a video on how sisters are getting played. And if you do not understand the backlash I got. That's why I stopped talking about it. And like she asked for advice. So I just pretty much told her I can't help. I really can't help you.
Yes, Diana is absolutely right. You know, if you cannot deal with an American man over here, there's no way you can deal with an African man, because African is way like, you know, patriarchal like than most American men.
Exactly.
And as you're reading that, I know like it's a high level scam. Like it's not genuine, and like
it's not high level. This ain't high level.
It's not even high level.
This ain't high level.
No, I mean,
this ain't high level.
This is not even calculated.
High level.
I mean, high level dating.
This is not like a 419 or nothing. This ain't high level.
Right.
No, I mean,
like the stories I get are not high level.
I mean, high level dating scam. That's what I mean.
It's not a high level dating house. It's a high level dating scam.
Yeah, exactly. Because how would you send that much money to someone over time straight? You have no doubts in your mind.
And that's what I was saying, that a lot of American men say those men are simp because because online is a different game than meeting person in person. Because online, the person is going to sell you the love, whereas like you see in the Western movies, because that's what most women want to hear, and he will do all those stuff for you just to because he has a secret agenda that he has. And
that's what I think. That's your point. Women want to hear. Women want. I think this woman, maybe she wanted it so badly, or she wanted something so, because she wouldn't do that in America. Do you see 64-year-old women approaching 31-year-old men like, "Hey, what's up? Like, let me fly. Let's go on a vacation." I mean, maybe if they even do that, yes, but like it's not common practice. But of course, she knows that she can probably try to attempt to do that over there. Like I think it's past, like, because this is not even in Nigeria only. This is Jamaica. This is could be people, and it's everywhere. But of course, they're going to highlight it happened in Nigeria. Of course, they're going to highlight it happening in Africa. But it happens everywhere. These are not high-level things. Like, I know little boys who scam women here, like in America, American boys who do that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just how far are you willing to go? This is not legitimate. You could tell this is not legitimate.
And the way to know that is like to look at the African society, because a 30-year-old man, there's no way he's gonna marry a 60-year-old. Like,
but Zombie, you can't tell him that. Like, you can't tell.
Like, they won't even listen to some women. They're so masculine sometimes, and I'm not even trying to be offensive, but some women are just so far in their masculine. That's why I agreed with you, Ayanna, when you were like, I wouldn't even be paying for any man's anything. Like, I wouldn't be paying to go anywhere. I wouldn't be paying to send you money or exchange money or whatever the hell. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? But some women are so, like, in their masculine, I feel like they'll be like, well, I can make this happen. I'm going to try to make it happen. So I'm going to be in my mind, even if it's not reality.
With diners, they don't listen. Because like I said, I've had people email me, and when I see what comes to fruition, they don't listen. They ask you for advice. When you give it, they don't listen.
Yeah, I just tell them, like, I just tell them, I'm sorry.
But you're not even the spokesperson for, like.
I became the spokesperson. Listen. This is one of many. This is one of many.
Like 1 billion people in it. Like,
that's why I'm just the way I am. Like, listen, just properly vet. But this right here, but you listen. You don't understand. I will have friends of friends call me, Dynast, I watch your show. My girlfriend is heading to Nigeria tomorrow. She had a couple questions about the visa process. I'm like, how are you heading to Nigeria tomorrow and you don't have a visa yet? So I'll call the person, just being nice. Yeah. You gonna have to delay your trip, because I'm not giving you my connect because I'm not gonna be implicated in what you getting involved in. Yeah. So I'm not giving you my connect, because I can get you visa on arrival in Nigeria, but I'm not getting involved in that. So, and it's a shame that you trying to tell me I promise you, 9 out of 10 times it's a fiance. I'm engaged to get married. I met him online. I'm going to Nigeria tomorrow to meet him for the first time.
Wow.
Dynast, how do I get a visa? Huh?
Wow.
Yeah, online is not.
Like, you have no idea. Like this, this is one of many.
Yeah,
that's the way I am. And I know said too is like, Dynast, why you acting like this way? Because they don't listen.
Like, to be honest, like, me and my husband, we had to go through the process for him to get his green card and stuff like that. But even USCIS, they ask questions on both sides, so they won't even make it seem like, like, let's say it was something bad like that, they won't always make it seem like the Nigerian or the whoever foreign person is trying to play you. They'll be like, you didn't have any signs, there weren't any kind of, like, was it your first time meeting him when you did this, or like, when did you guys? They make it to where you should know you're a human being, and you should be at least in somewhat of a cognitive state to understand, like, this doesn't seem weird, this doesn't seem natural or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. It's
Danielle,
and Danielle, when I tell them that, listen, I can't help you get a visa, they be mad at me.
I don't
even believe it. They be mad at me. That's why I respond the way I respond. Like it's my fault.
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, Daniel's situation is way different. Like the person you met him over here in America, and then if you go and meet the man physically, it's way different than meeting the person online. Online, oh my goodness, I wouldn't even trust anybody doing that online as an African myself, you know. But then going there and meeting the person, you got to observe the society. You know, I was telling one of the ladies over here on the platform, but you know, I mean, trying to tell them to kind of observe the people over there. I mean, not everybody's bad over there, but you just got to do a lot of like vetting. You know, that's what.
Yeah, I agree.
And Dinos seems to know a lot because you know, I mean, he knows a lot, but he was just a little hesitant to tell certain things. You know, until I kind of like, you know, hit the point before he had to reveal that story.
Oh man, like you have no idea what goes on behind the scenes with Search for Uhuru in regards to Africa, diaspora and Africa engagement. It's more than just taking, traveling and eating the food. You guys have no idea.
Wow.
I'm not a let me expose everything and put everything online type of guy. I don't roll like that. You have no idea. Yeah. No idea what comes in my inbox.
As an African man, I would say African American men are more understanding than even African men. I'll tell you that for a fact, you know. Because like even when I came over here dating American women, I realized I was really like certain things I cannot tolerate that, you know. But then American men do tolerate that, you know. So, but then I had to, learn a whole lot of things to kind of adjust myself into the system. So I mean, it's a learning, it's a learning process. You know, a lot of people are gonna learn. You know, but eventually, the sisters have to be a little more careful. You know, and vet the right.
Yeah, because I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because I expect our sisters to be pay more attention to detail and be more on point. Because as far as my tours, they're just hearing the responses from women who came on my tour. And the criticism that hey, Dynasty, you need to straighten this out or you need to fix this. My tours are catered towards the women. So like when I hear stories like this, I'm like, huh? Because women pay more attention to detail. Because I might overlook something because I'll rough it. When I go to Africa, and so women are like, hey, Dynasty, you need to do this, you need to implement this. I need this done. You need to do that, and I implement it.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why sometimes I said, this is one of many. So when I hear stories like this, I'm like, what? Because usually the sisters are on me months ahead of time. Hey, Dinas, I need to get my visa to Nigeria. What do I need to do? And
but these things are readily available on Google, like or even learning about, let's say, the African guy that you're trying to date, his culture. All these things are like readily available on the internet. Like I don't know like where the confusion to where it's like, let me ask Dynast out of all the people.
Yeah,
or anything I could
this
look
is
up.
a reality. I think this is a reality, and like these people go into this situation. Like myself, I wonder like in which headspace they are in when they get like scam like this. I think anybody can scam like people like if they accept to like send money or do stuff like that, they can do it to anybody, no matter where you're from, no matter where the scammer come from. And I think the problem is deeper than just like the scam and people going to or wanting something. The problem is like a societal problem. It's like a long time problem that like people need to heal, and a society, people need to respect more people, because anybody will go where they will feel loved and respected and valued. And I think wherever like that person find the way to go, they will go there. And I think like it's society that has to like respect more people and like treat them right, and not like be like so toxic and violent. Like love has to be take over. And I think that's like a problem in politics, economy, like poverty and everything. So it's deep, it's really deep. And I think like people that goes through situation like this need like serious help. And I think what you're doing, Danis, is important, and also showing like highlights on like may God protect those relationships that are like right. And like like Ayanna, what she's sharing is positive, and I think people need to hear that, to know where they're heading, to know what they when it's real and when it's not. And I think it's really
Right.
important. We appreciate your platform for what you
Yeah,
are doing.
No, bro.
Yes, I agree.
When I say criticism, it's constructive criticism.
yeah,
Right, of
So,
course.
when the sisters, when they come on the tour, they say, "Hey, Dinah, you need to tighten up on this, tighten up on that." It's constructive, and I listen and I tighten up on it. That's why when I get messages like this, I'm like, "What?" And like I
yeah,
said, this is one of many.
yeah. They should did more the college educated Africans. I don't think they are like that by nature. But if you meet a street hustler in Africa, he's gonna do everything just to get access to everything.
Yeah, I've learned that too. Like, especially like, not just saying only Nigerians, but like being around Nigerians, they're hustlers. Like, they'll do anything. There's so many people in one area, so they'll do whatever it takes. Anybody would probably in the same situations. Like life is different sometimes over there. So even if that means scamming someone to be whatever or anything, like sometimes, you don't know what it's like day-to-day basis. But like I said, this happens in every country. And
Yeah,
I definitely agree with Setu, like when it comes to like, women, just American women, especially me being one, just
yeah,
having a love or need to just see what it's like to be in, an actual two, in a marriage and, have a home and a family. Like that is an actual need that, I definitely felt when I was
yeah.
getting married.
Yeah, even me myself, I was scammed by a white dude over here in America online. As an African myself. Yeah. So online
It
is
happens
it's
to
something
anyone.
different. Than meeting the person, physically. So just. But in response to AJ's question, like bringing a person over here, is there any situation whereby the lady is gonna be in a vulnerable condition or at the lowest point? I don't think it really happens because I mean you from this country, you have families, you have relatives that you can always lean on, and there's no way if the person leaves you, it's gonna affect your financial stability over
Oh
here.
yeah, and then like they have, and I'm not trying to sound like negative, but like I said, like USCIS, they have like little things that you can do if you feel like you're in danger, or like if you've just found out it was a scam, like you can even have the option to have that person deported. It's really dark, but like you wouldn't be, like
Yeah,
you
but then
wouldn't.
but then also not everybody's like that. Sometimes you
Of
might bring
course not.
someone over here and the relationship just doesn't work. You just grew
Of
apart.
course,
It
yes,
doesn't
right.
mean the person was a scam. We
Of
should be able
course.
to separate that from the real scam. But other than that, I think there's still love out there. I mean, if you want to go out there, you should go out there and look for your love. But just be a little like give your diligence before finding the right person to settle down with. It's just standard
As with
practice everywhere.
anyone, yeah,
Yeah,
as with anyone, even if they weren't African or foreign,
even
anyone.
here in America, you have to do that. Go
Yes.
to different states. Same thing.
Do the same online research you do here when you in
Exactly.
Ghana or Africa. Do that same research.
I'll tell you what, I learned a lot about African American culture through watching Dinah's show, because I stay in a predominantly white society over here in America. I don't get to meet a lot of African Americans, so I learned a lot through Dinah's show. So, I'm doing my
Yes.
due diligence over here, trying to learn how they are,
Yeah.
how they think, try to understand the little mannerism that they have, their jokes that, kind of go a little bit over my head, but day in, day out, I kind of learn a lot of things over here.
Yes, and like even in college, there's so many Africans from different cultures. Like I've met so many Africans, women and men. Like you could just learn about them by starting a conversation. You know what I mean? But some people have so much ignorance and judgment. Like I have friends who are South Sudanese, Nigerian, Ghanaian, and it's beautiful because you get like, an understanding of the culture from just a conversation. You know what I mean? Instead of, crossing your fingers and buying a ticket and just hoping that make conversation with the Africans that you may pass up every day, the ones
Yeah,
that you pass, maybe in at your job or whatever that you may make a
yeah,
joke about. Talk to them and see what life is like for them before you try to cross your fingers and hop on a flight
exactly.
somewhere.
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
online dating, at least he got to be within American borders, right? I mean, but then overseas, oh my, I'm not doing
Bro,
that.
I can't. Like,
Let's Let's pass the. Go ahead, Ola.
Okay, thank you, Dad, for allowing me to be your channel. I've been watching your program. This thing goes in two ways. Zingo native, you have to understand this African man don't really understand the Western aspect of these women. So when African man think about love, he think about real love. But you have to understand the love in the Western way is pretty short. It can be intense, but short. So 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 when they say they love this man, that they really understand that they really love this man, or does this man know what he's getting into also. So in most time, these women are with these guys, maybe when they think, okay, I can bring this guy in, then I can use him to take care of me in the United States. But what this African men, what they're thinking about is, oh, I really love this girl. I want to be with this girl. But there's a difference between love in the West and the love in Africa. It's a different ball game. So coming back, bring this guy to the United States, that this guy have to walk, have to do all kind of things to start taking care of this woman. And sometimes because when they're in Africa, they don't tell these guys what he's going to know what his future going to be like. So we'll be like, oh, you're not walking, you're not taking good care of me. All kind of the Americanness will come out at that time. And doesn't mean because I love you, mean I'm in love with you. So Africa don't understand the way of love. So when you dated these foreign women as an African, that you don't understand love is totally different. Love is a game in the Western world. It's not as Africa we say, oh, these are African move by emotion. They can tell you within 2 weeks, I love you. They might really mean it. But in the Western way, it's not like that. So most Western blacks have Western mentality. And moreover, it's not just like, oh, it's all that sweet. You have to understand, a lot of Black Americans also use a lot of these African guys also. There's a guy who this Black American woman stayed with for a month, but brought this guy in. He see this guy as part of his slave. This guy was doing everything. Then he took this guy's money. When this guy, everything said, I want money, I want money. Then the superiority started coming in, calling her friend, dissing this guy, and everything. When this guy has money, this guy would take it. We took this money and start laughing. Oh, you have this money, but you didn't tell me you have all this kind of money. So something can also be abused also against this African men also, because they will see this lady will change immediately when they come to United States. So it's not just all that doki too. So the stress is different from Africa. Also, the stresses of in the relationship is very hard also in United States. So it's not about, oh, these African men are using them and everything, but the women also are using these African men also in United States also when they come over. So that's just the way it goes. But so Africa think I love you, but to the other side, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. So the relationship can easily break off also in time. So it's not that strong. And moreover, let me just say something. Most Nigerian men actually would have preferred a white woman than a black woman. That's just the truth. And most white women that don't even come into Nigeria to marry even, not even the AA side.
All right, let me bring go ahead, Amari. Amari. Unmute yourself. Okay. Go ahead, Moochie.
All right, greetings, everyone. I'll make my comments, and after I'm done, I would like the Nigerian brother to explain a bit more why he said the Nigerian guys would prefer a white woman than an African American. Anyways, here's my comments. All right. So the thing that people are talking about, it happens everywhere when there's an imbalance between, like, if you have two people and one is rich and the other is not, there's going to be abuse going either way, one way or the other, right? So, and one thing, that I noticed with Westerners, especially Westerners, they are brought up to be very trusting. Now, if you go to societies like I come from Africa, if you go to Africa or you go to Southeast Asia or Latin America, Caribbean, there is a lot of people, that that have to survive, and they do not mind doing anything as long as they're not hurting you physically to try and extract something from you, right? So you get situations like in Latin America where you can get with a woman and the woman is already married and she can introduce you to the family and the husband is right there and the husband knows what's going on and he doesn't mind that somebody's getting down with this woman, but to them it's just sex and love. These things don't mean too much. You understand? These things don't mean too much. Just like same way in Africa, there are some men, not all, but there are some men, as them, they will do anything to get to the West. So he might have a family already, but they can have an agreement, silent agreement with his partner that, hey, you know what, this is what's going on. And this doesn't just happen with with African American women or actors. It even happens with African women. The women that go to work in, say, England, right? And they are single, and then when they've made some money, they want to come and marry a local guy. If they don't really do their proper due diligence, right, they can end up marrying somebody that already has another relationship. And once they go there and they get their papers, then you know what? They split, they run. I mean, it happened. I have my dentist here, a white guy. He married a woman from the Dominican Republic, right? And she came here, and as soon as she got her papers, she ran to New York to be with her people. She ran away from him. I mean, and this happens to everybody. So basically what it is, you just have to do your research. But even with the research, the truth of the matter is this: you can never know what is somebody's heart, and that it applies to a relationship within the US or outside. So it's just that there's more risk when it's like it's like people, different cultures, and then somebody coming with a lot of money and the other party doesn't have as much money, right? But it's just taking risks. Life is about taking chances, But I mean, to be honest, you can, if this is what I would do. If you're an African American woman, you go to Ghana or one of these places, tell the guy, hey, I actually want to live here, and see what they say, how they respond, right? If the person is so quick to say they want to come to America, they want to come to England, then you gotta slow down. You gotta slow down, because if it's about love, it shouldn't matter where you live, right? If you guys can, have your resources, whatever it is, you've got income, it shouldn't matter where you live. But if somebody's so gung-ho about getting a visa quickly or trying to get married quickly, well, then, you might be in trouble. Yeah, so I would love the Nigerian brother to respond why he emphasized that the Nigerians prefer white women to marry or something.
Okay, bro. Look, sometimes these marriages, sometimes at first you think, okay, the Nigerian men are the one bad, right? The men hurt these women, they hurt their feelings. But you have to understand, an African type of love is a total different type of love. Compared to a black woman, let's assume, say, black American woman raised up in the United States. Because when they're in Africa, they is kind of like observing. When I'm in real love now, when I'm a guy that really love a girl, not this scammy part, not this, I want your money quick. This is like kind of I really love you. But the girl also have other intention also. You understand? Other big intention. The intention can be, okay, I can bring him in, he will have a job, they start working, they start taking care of me. You understand? Then that can also lead to, like, when it started like that, the guy started answering to, because there's something involved, which is paper, which is this green card of a thing. Then the guy might be sending a little money to his family. Then the threat, because you have most black people are all the same. They can easily threaten you with anything. You understand? They can easily threaten you, okay, I will go with this relationship anymore because you not take good care of me. They want to cancel the paper. Because it's easy for black person to get irritated in time than the other side. So you have to understand, sometimes it's a battle, restlessness, fear, anxiety, stress. Some of these African men are also facing with these women also. You understand? So it's not just all that sweet, or the American woman is always the one getting hot. No. These men are constantly pressured and come about the sexual
But
aspect
brother,
of it.
wouldn't you
Hold on, let
agree?
me complete. Hold on.
Brother, wouldn't you agree that white women and black women in the West, like in America, for example, I know about America, so I can speak on that. Generally, they are socialized the same way. For example, most American people, men or women, will not understand you as a partner trying to send money to a family member or a cousin or a friend. To them, they believe in individualism, like your family is the nuclear family, right? So these are all kind of things that, when people from different cultures meet, the thing is, most of the time people don't have all this knowledge, right? Like, because an African marrying another African, even from a different country, if the man or the woman said, I need to send money to my uncle, he's sick, or this, the other part will be so understanding because it's natural to us. It comes natural to us, right? So most of the time is because people don't really know each other deeply, because otherwise, that's why you have to put everything on the table. Like, okay, if we're going to be married, are we both going to be working or not? Right? Some men prefer their women stay at home, all right? And some men prefer, hey, my woman, if she's healthy, she should go to work, just as I go to work, and we share in the finances and stuff like that. So
my brother, is not when my brother, when it comes to a green card become now involved, you talking about people, when the green card become involved, when somebody is giving you something, right? Somebody is giving you something. It's a total different ball game.
It's the government that gives a green card. Nobody gives a green card.
Look, it will start slowly. No,
the government, brother.
The threat will increase. Look, let me just tell you the truth. The Western love is intense, but very short. You get what I'm saying? Western love, it can be white, can be black. It's just about understanding. The love can be intense. Look, they all have purpose. Everybody has purpose of coming to meet somebody. But it depends on the understanding. But what I see, or what is going on is this. It's not about, these guys, look, before a guy run away and say, I'm not doing this. When African men say, I really love you, because when they love you, they start looking at you like, whoa. They start thinking, can they have, not those that marry old women. I'm talking about a girl that can produce a baby. So when this guy say, I love you, this African man says, I love you, they start looking like, he can give me very beautiful children, very healthy children, and those things. But this guy don't understand that the love in the Western world.
Man, I don't know many African men that think about, this is a Western concept saying it's going to give me beautiful kids and all that. I don't know too many African men.
I'm telling you, these are Nigerian people think.
Okay. You know what? I think I had a conversation with you before. You Nigerians are very unique.
Hold on, Muchi. Let him finish his point. I think he has a value. I mean, most men think that. I mean, it's not. I don't mean like the concept of beauty or something like that. But most men, want to have good kids. That's understandable. It's a
not beautiful kids. What do you mean beautiful kids?
Hold on.
Let him finish his point.
I'm telling you, in Nigeria, I'm not talking about men that want to use women for dating or marry these old women. I'm talking about when you met a younger girl that can produce, that you're in love. What these African men are thinking about is about children first. How they're going to live together, have a nice life, going to give me children, this is my wife and everything. But the African man don't understand the other side of the culture. This is a cultural differences now. Then by staying together, if you don't have discipline, irritation started coming in. That's when the Americans started kicking in. Because African man don't expect a woman who said, look at that good-looking guy. He look beautiful. Because it comes out of time out of this Western women mouth also. Look at that guy. Whoa, he look good. Well, if you say that to the African man president, he will look at you crazy. But it can easily come out of a Western woman's mouth. That guy look cute.
But you know what?
That guy look like that. Hold on. At the end of the day, this relationship, because when you're on your phone with your best friend, it can be a girl, it can be something. Then you tell the girl, I love you, girl, to an African man, like, how can you say you love a girl? It can be friendship. It can be friendship.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to tell you is this: irritation come in as long after 1 year or 2 years.
Irritation, you talk about irritation. Listen, the thing is, you know what? You're talking about love. Love is love. The problem is most African men, they're used to dictating to women. They don't like women to speak back. So if you're going to, because you want a green card and you marry an African American woman or white woman, then you expect them to keep quiet if you whatever you're saying might be nonsense. So there's a problem, because you know what? Again, this is called information asymmetry. There's something in finance and economics, right? It's called information asymmetry. When you're trying to make a transaction and make a deal, both parties should be privy to all pertinent information. Okay, both parties, because if both parties don't have the same information, then there's always going to be problems, all right, between counterparties. Because the thing is, people are marrying each other, but they don't know the core of who this person is and how have they grown up. What are
Michelle,
their
I hope all
values,
this.
right?
I hope
Because if
this
you don't
AA
expect
if
your
this AA
woman,
women really love, if this AA women really love the African men, they should stay with the African men in Africa. But if they have to bring,
exactly.
if they have to bring this man to United States or wherever, then ask this guy to go and be cleaning the window because they giving this guy a green card because they fed. Look. Anybody can be underrated. Anybody can be threatened. You understand me? And these are the things that happen sometimes. Trauma, something that happened to this African. We have to also talk about the trauma what this African men also face also in the United States, not just the other side alone. There's a lot of trauma by these African men also. Only that these African men are not really saying it. Only when they come around you, sometimes with their best friend, they will secretly tell you, man, don't go there, bro. Don't go there. It can be sweet, but the moment you come in there, you will know what you really facing. So it's a total different cultural differences. Because it's easy for a Western woman, black or white, easy for them to express themselves. For an African man, it can be shocking when you just say, "Oh, that guy look good. I like the way it look like," and and you know what's going on in the United States? When they get angry, they can easily jump out.
Yeah.
Possibility date the next guy and say, "What can you do about it?" To us, that's a trauma. We have also trauma also with Western women also. Talk about the white women you're talking about. Most white women actually don't want to come into Africa really to meet some of these African men. Compared to this, AA is a tiny part, very tiny of them coming over there. That's just the truth. It's not about them coming in drones, but if you come to real Nigeria, you see a lot of white Americans, white Europeans. They're the one really flocking in to meet these guys. It's just
But
about
you still
understanding.
haven't explained. You still haven't explained why you say they prefer white women. Because when you look at the beaches in Africa, most of them are full of European women, old women, abusing young men. I call it abuse because in the Western world, no 60-year-old can get with a 20-year-old. Okay, it doesn't happen. So
You talk about the poverty ones. I'm not talking about the long stroke, about the long stroke Kwame. If you come to Nigeria, if you come to Nigeria, the real people that made the big boys in Nigeria that have money, they are the foreign women, they are the light-skinned women. From Turkey to Europe to these white women that don't come to me, these guys are really to a guy that can eat well. When we talk about guys that drive
so you know what? Okay,
G-wagons and
brother.
everything.
So let's just say that some Nigerians have got a huge mental colonization. Okay,
Yes. I mean, some African.
That's mental colonization.
Yes,
It's nothing to do with African American women. That's it.
And also, I wanted to add this point. I think I respect Muchi, but I think Ola was making a very valid point about some of the women when they bring the men over here. Even I'll tell you from my own experience. When I came first, some of the African brothers told me not to date African American women, not because they are black or something like that. It's because of the headache they'll let you go through, like when you date them or something. It's not because because I mean, generally I like black people. When I came here, I wanted to marry a black lady or something like that. But they advised me not to do that because it's like they say like our culture and their culture is a little different because they might put you in the headache, like Ola was saying, and they might try to threaten you. They're gonna report you to the USCIS or something like that, And most African men don't want to deal with a situation like that. That's why they're trying to resort to maybe white women or something like that. So I think he made a very valid point that I've heard a lot more within the African community here in America as well. Yeah, I wanted to say that.
But I want to give you one good example, okay? I won't say any names or anything like this. Okay, I have a friend, a guy, okay, let's say an acquaintance that I worked with somewhere, okay? This guy is Nigerian. So you know what happened? He married he met some African American girl, and they came to some arrangement. Okay, here in the U.S., right? This guy is an economist. Anyway, this guy. So you know what? They agreed somehow that when they file their taxes, he'll be giving money to this girl. But then this guy turned around and he didn't want to fulfill that arrangement because he thought he thought he's smart. He's smarter than the girl, right? The girl is less educated than him. So now guess what? When he was supposed to go to immigration, he was supposed to show up for the interview with the African American girl, and the African American girl said, "Hell no, she wasn't going to go to the interview with him." And then you know, so he went there, and I guess the immigration people were like, "Hey, you know, we have to reschedule, blah blah blah." So then he came to me. He was telling me, "Oh, brother, my brother, you know, can you help me write a letter that goes to immigration to say that you know, my marriage with this woman is bona fide, it's legitimate, it's real?" I told him, "Hell no. I've never met this woman. Why would I write a letter that goes to a government agency? I work for the government and I'm giving nonsense like that." But you know, some people are just used to fraud. They don't I don't deal like that. I don't deal like that. But so you know, it goes both ways. So it's not just the women and the men. It goes both ways. The truth of the matter, there are some people in poor countries that do not mind screwing you up if you don't, you know, if you don't cross your T's and eyes, whatever. You have to be super careful when you go out there to Africa, Caribbean, Latin America. You have to be super careful because they'll eat your lunch. Simple as that.
Uncle, guys, do me a favor, hit the like button, and listen, we're gonna close out. Ayanna, well, you know, this is just you're the
really
special guest.
quickly, I just
Go ahead,
want to
take your time.
thank you.
Take your time. Go ahead.
I'm always learning on your channel. And one thing I do wish, again, I do have a YouTube channel, West African Backpackers. And I always want to just know, are there any like successful love stories? I just hear a lot of negativity, not just from this channel, but just a lot of this person scam, that person, this one. And I really have a great marriage. And sometimes I just feel like there has to be other people, you know, out there that are really like just trying to build together, loving each other, being honest and committed. And sometimes I just get sad to hear like the scam. And I know sometimes it's hard for Black women, African men in this world. I just wish that, you know, we can find on platforms more like love and people loving on the real, like true, not, you know, fake scam and stuff. So I don't know.
What's the age difference?
Hold on. I have a.
No, what's the age difference with the husband? What's the age difference?
It's only 4 years.
Okay, then you know what? If it's 4 years,
years.
that's very reasonable. But if you start off with like 20, 30 year difference because you want to get something that looks young, whether you're a man or woman, there are always going to be problems 99% of the time. You know,
I agree with that, but I don't want those stories to be highlighted. Like, I just want to know, like.
But those are the most common. If you look at the American men going to Philippines and all these places, they are 60-year-olds marrying 20-year-olds, and if you bring that woman in America, the young guys are going to take that woman away from you.
Listen, Bucci, come on, calm down. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said half your age plus 7 for men, so that's completely fine.
Hold on. I meant
half your age plus 7. So if you have
half your age plus, half your age plus 7.
So if you have 60, that's 30 plus 7, 37, 60 and 37. Well, I don't know. Maybe 23 is not too bad. I don't know.
But half your age, Nation of Islam, half your age plus 7.
I'm just telling you the math dynasty. If the man is 60, the woman has to be 37.
Well, hold on, but let Ayanna close out. 7. You just came off the rails. Let her close out. Go ahead, Ayanna.
That's just my wish. I mean, even whether it's like Black American men and women together or intercultural, I just want to see more love from like our melanated people. Like, that's all. And that's what me and my husband, we try to highlight on our channel. You know, just having fun and just showing that, you know, it's true, authentic love. And I wish that more for more of our people. That's it. I kind of get heartbroken and upset. And I do see like the women getting scammed, but then I do see women scamming Africans too. So, I mean, it's a lot of that going on. And I just hope that, you know, we can just come together. Yeah, but I've been told I'm an idealist, so you know.
Yeah, I
I
wanted
don't.
to highlight a positive story for you because I mean, on campus, I met a Nigerian guy who married African American lady from St. Louis, and they're married now. They stay in Texas now, so it's a successful story. And my friend from Ghana, who was married to African American lady, and from New York, I mean, they married. They have a beautiful kid. They go back and forth, but the age difference, like your marriage. So I was telling you earlier during the earlier part of the discussion that there's a lot of successful stories. So don't let the internet kind of like demotivate you. They are there, and I've seen a lot over here. So it's just we were just trying to push back on the online dating aspect, but there's a lot of successful stories out there. Yeah.
Can I also say something really quick too,
Oh
Ayanna?
yeah, all the sisters can say whatever you want. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say, like,
listen. I'd rather hear your nice feminine voices versus yelling Moochie, because Moochie just be yelling and off the way.
Dynasty, the problem is you can't do mid dynasty.
I would much rather hear your soft feminine voices than Moochie yelling. So go ahead.
Mr. Tour
but
Operator,
they
chill,
both had
Mr.
valid
Tour Operator.
points. They both had valid points. To Ola's point though, like when I met, even though my husband is 30 and I'm 28, he still told me that love is going to be different for us. So it's kind of Muchi's point that was on the table. Love looks different. The romantic, I guess, version of love is going to look different for us because him, it's just, providing and making sure that we don't want for anything, or maybe he doesn't want to do like long walks in the park or get our nails done or something like that. So love looks different for us. I had to kind of convert a little bit to understand his way because he's the man, right? But it was simple, it was easy. I understand how he gives love, and it's abundant all around me, you know what I mean? But I definitely think that maybe just to keep your mind around like positivity, maybe join a group. Like I'm in a Facebook group. They're not all women that are like Americans that are married to Africans, but they just are American women that are married to people that are not of the same culture as them. And we kind of like uplift each other and, give each other strength and stuff like that. And we all have kids and stuff like that. So I would just say surround yourself maybe online with those kind of people because it's toxic. Like if you keep hearing about it, it did even affect us for a minute because we're young, when I'm like, what are you doing? Or who is these friends? Sometimes I used to do that, but now I'm out of it, like culture is going to be different. So to Ola's point, maybe he had a bad experience. I've seen stuff like that happen too, but it's just the actual woman, like the actual woman, she has to care that much about the man, and both sides, the man has to care about her culture too. But some things we're going to have to change to make things work. Like it just depends if it's real love or not. No matter what definition of love for each other, it has to be real, because the intent is going to be there regardless if it's real, if it's genuine, so that's just my 2 cents. But it was so nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you too. AJ, is there anything you want to share? Then we'll pass it to Nice. Anything you want to share, AJ?
I was just gonna say for the ladies, especially
AJ, do you have a man in Africa too?
No, my significant other is Jamaican, so.
Okay, same difference. Was he a tour guide? Did you meet him?
No. I met him here in America. He already had his citizenship.
Was he operating tours here in America?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Just for the ladies who are looking for love, I would just say like culturally educate yourself. Like I'm an avid traveler. As Ayanna said, I've probably been to like 40, 50 countries at this point, and just learning about different cultures is very eye-opening. And then from that standpoint, you can kind of understand or you're kind of going to go up against. So like for those looking for love in Africa, like, learn about the culture. Like they said, they're very like family oriented. They send money back home. Like for Africa, that is typically not acceptable in a sense. I mean, some of us do, but like a lot of people get upset about people sending other people money when it could stay in the household and they could be doing for themselves. But that's all I have to say. And use common sense, please. Talk to your girlfriends, talk to your family. Does this make sense? Does this seem like a catfish? Like, do that type of due diligence as well. And that's it.
Nice. Go ahead, Nice. You still here, Nice? She's still here?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, so I agree with a lot.
So Nice. Do you have you have a significant other outside of America?
Yeah, he's in Nigeria.
Is he a tour guide?
No.
On a tour? Oh, that's right. You met yours online.
No, yeah. So yeah, I mean, just use common sense wherever you are looking for love, whether it's in the US or overseas. Women, I don't recommend women give money immediately. Maybe wait a year or so, or just don't give,
Send me some money. Hold on. Trick off on me. Trick off on me. Trick off
Yeah.
on me.
I'm really surprised of hearing how women are just giving their money, but they wouldn't do that to the guys in the US. So I know it's a little bit weird, but to each its own. Like I said, and everyone is saying, just use common sense, and also be open to maybe living in that in your guy's country, from a woman's point of view.
Hold on. Emoji says, don't give money at all, ladies. She said, don't give them nothing. What are your thoughts on that? She says, don't give them nothing.
That's fine. Yeah, I would avoid it as much as possible.
Except for me, y'all. Listen, you give me, I want to eat your money. I want to eat and chop your money. So you send me your money. Don't listen to her. You send me your money. Do not listen to her. All right, but hey, listen, everyone. Thank you. Okay, Mooch, go ahead, Mooch. I know you got something to say. Go ahead, Mooch.
Okay, I'll just say about the money. Hey, help a brother out if you can. When you work in the West, what's $50? What's $100? Something that doesn't break your bank, because remember, most of these women and men living in poor countries, they don't have jobs. There's places with 60-70% unemployment. So helping a little bit, why not?
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Listen, if you find love, I'm happy for you. If you find love on the continent, you find love in Africa, wherever you find love at on God's green earth, I am happy for you. Just be careful. And that even goes for men and women here in America, anywhere. Just properly vet. That's all I ask for. And it's really none of my business, but that's all I ask for. Just properly vet. Because when you inbox me talking about you met a man online and you flew out to see him, or your flight leaves tomorrow and you need to go, you don't know how to get a visa, I'm going to laugh. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty, Search for Uhuru. Peace.